Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are live with the MANDEM talk a day earlier. I'm going to be in London, so I thought, you know what? Let's get the MANDEM talking today. And yeah, man, we're here and we are discussing the club. Ineos meeting has finished. I don't know what meeting they did, but we're going to discuss everything. Big up to Danny, man, making his MANDEM talk debut. Good to have you on. Big up to you, bro. What are you saying, man?
Been a long time coming, man. You know how many missed calls Saeed has given me about coming on MANDEM talk, man? Long time coming, bro. So yeah, glad to be here.
Big up, man. Rhino's in the building. What are you saying, Rhinos?
We're here, man. Got a lot to talk about. Big up Danny as well.
Come
on,
man.
Big up the chat. You lot smash the likes, man. Smash the likes, man.
Absolutely. Got Tyrone in the building. You look at it, play that video, but it is what it is. What are you saying, Tyrone? You good?
Yeah, man. Big up, man, every single time. Big up everyone in the chat. Show some love, like and subscribe. Rhino, Musa, Structure, yourself, Saeed, every single time. And Danny, man, obviously I've known Danny a long time now, so it's good to see him on the show. It'll be a great addition, know this stuff, man. So yeah, I was happy to see him come on board, man. So big up Danny every single time, man.
Yeah, man, defo. Musa's in the building. What do you say, Musa?
We're here, man. We're here. You know what it is. See what the MANDEM say. A little break now from football. A little break from, you know, Mr. Ten Hag. We can just chill off for a bit, but obviously it is what it is.
Yeah, man. And Nuruddin decided to say, you know what, man? No face, no case, man. Ineos watch. You know the ones. What are you saying, Nuruddin?
Yo, big up people, man. Big up Danny. Big up Musa. Big up T. Big up Rhino, man. Big up everybody, man. Love.
Yeah, man.
Love. I just want to say, I'll tell you what the meeting was about. The meeting today, Ineos meeting, is a performance review for everybody. The new structure is a performance review. That's what the meeting was about.
Interesting. But we're going to get everything into it. Big up to everyone who's here. Like I said, people, 2,000 people already here. Smash the like button. Marcel's coming. He's on his way. He's in traffic. Rance is on holiday. You get me? So big up Rance. He's enjoying himself on holiday. You get me? And why not, bro? Why not, man? You get me? I'm not going on holiday this year. You know what I mean?
Wow. You come early. Come early.
Well done.
Yo, he's saying Marcel, I was expecting you to be here 5:25, so big up to you, man.
Yeah, man. I managed to make it in, brother.
The traffic knew. The traffic all stepped aside. Marcel's coming through.
Marcel's coming through VIP. They said Ten Hag out now, so you're coming through VIP style now.
He's officially MANDEM.
Listen. If he turns it around, you'll see me flip flop, and I'll go back to supporting him, bro. Because it doesn't look like they're gonna get rid of him.
Like the other day,
I'll be so real.
Like half time the other day, I heard you was tweeting.
You still got that little hope, Marcel. You need to let that go.
How can you do that?
He was tweeting at half time, Saeed, Marcel, when they were up the other day at Porto. I heard he was excited.
Yeah, just fucking, where's that bloody Faz, bro? He's always preying my team, bro. He's on to.
Yeah, but why not? Because he's.
You say, saw me, bro. He saw me. I was hoping. It wasn't even half time, bro. Imagine it wasn't even half time. And we fucking go and concede another 2 goals. I'm thinking 2-0 potentially. Something could come true. I see fucking Faz and Saeed. It was a side stream, but I see them 2 watching the game and then flipping Faz trying to call.
Bro, it's crazy, man. Yeah, Faz is on his way. Don't worry, man. Faz is on his way. But listen, man, Danny, let's start with you, bro. Like, what's going on, man? Like, you know what I mean, bro? We were talking backstage and we've been a bit too lenient on Ineos, bro. But we were just gassed in it, man. We were gassed and we got structure.
But United fans are too soft, bro. And I said this off stream. Ineos are cowards, man. They're cowards. All the hate we gave the Glazers, the Woodwards would have sacked this guy last season, bro. He wouldn't have lasted. They would have sacked in February, March, when top 4 actually still a little bit of a hope. They're cowards. That's all it is, Saeed. And, you know, I've done a little bit of prop for Ineos on the business side because they said what they were going to do. They said they're going to look for opportunities in the market. But let's be real, we let them off the hook when it came to Ten Hag. We let them off top. Man United fans are too soft. We're too lenient. We gaslight ourselves. You get what I'm saying to you? There's nothing to indicate from what we've seen this season, which is carried over from last season, that we're going to have sustainable football that can get results. And I thought these are football people, because I've been gaslit into this term football people, whatever that means. Me and Rano were debating that off stream. We'll get, like, for me, if you're a football person, like I'm being told Ineos are, because they've got football people, yeah, you should be able to assess the football, because that will tell you if we're going to get sustainable results. Last season, when Ten Hag was putting McTominay in the team, even though we were winning, and Marcel was advocating for it last time I was on stream with him, this is what I said to Marcel at the time. You're just plugging a gap to get results. In the long term, it won't work for you because you're not developing any sustainable football. Do you get what I'm saying to you? And I don't know how Ineos can look at this and come to the conclusion there's any sustainability is going to come from this. But then at the same time, Saeed, I really thought about this the other day, yeah? I'm going to put Ashworth to the side because I need to do a proper background check. Omar Barada's never hired and fired a manager before. Jason Wilcox has only hired one manager in his life, and that was the Southampton manager that they have now. And yeah, Jean-Claude that people hype up, bro, go look at the one season he did football at Juventus. It was a disaster. Then they put him back on the business. He's not a football guy. Yeah, he's a business guy. In football, there's a difference in it. Other than Ashworth, who I know hired Southgate, bro, these men don't have experience of hiring and firing coaches. That's the new structure that we got gassed about, that we let off in the summer between them. Ashworth, I don't know if he hired anybody at West Brom, and I'm not even sure he even did anything at Brighton hiring-wise, in it. So that's what we're left with, bro. You can see it now. They're indecisive. They're cowards. They don't have no plan B. And we're going to have to just watch this horror show for the rest of for another, what, however many games do they fire him, innit? Not looking good at all.
You know, for me, it's like, what are you waiting for? That's my kind of situation. The fan base, you can see in it, like, everybody's just waiting for an answer in it. And last time, it was the same thing. You're waiting for an answer. We got the answer in terms of the contract extension, 1 year extra. But it's like, are they expecting things to improve under Ten Hag? Are they expecting results to change? What are they expecting? Because they've seen Ten Hag beat his own record, his own history. He's literally made history again by literally having one of the worst starts of the Premier League season. What does he expect, though? That's what my thing is, like, what are you expecting to improve? If you don't want to sack him, what are you expecting to improve then? Now we have to ask the question of, what do you expect to improve? That's what my thing. Because we've seen under Ten Hag, we've regressed. Yeah, the trophies have been there. Cool. And you're going to take away from him that. But I'm saying in terms of where we are, we have not improved on this manager. Let's be honest, guys. We've regressed. The style of play isn't really there. We're not scoring goals. Like, so when you say performance review, his performance review is very, very bad. So you can sack him on that basis. Forget the trajectory. Forget where he could go. Based on his performance review, you can sack him right now. So what are you waiting for a month's time or 2 more games? Or because he never lost them 2 games, is that why he's staying? Mandem? Because he never lost Porto and Aston Villa, is that why he's staying, basically?
Yeah,
well, we don't know yet. We don't know yet, Saeed. We don't know.
No, but I'm putting the questions out there because it's bro, it's evident, isn't it? Like, it's evident that they're keeping this guy. You can tell. I don't see him going, me. I really don't. I don't see this guy. Because if he was going, he would have been sacked straight away after that game, yeah? There would have been a sacking right there. I'm sorry. You go and sack him. You don't let him go home, mate. Well, he's gone home, actually, now. He's gone home. He's gone on holiday.
Yeah.
Maybe they're waiting for him to come back. It's going to be a week or so. It could be a week or so holiday, and then he comes back and he gets sacked. I think, I believe he can get. Well, last season, I think there was clear mitigating circumstances as to why you don't sack him after that performance, and for the reasons being obviously the injuries, and you can't produce any consistency with the team. The defensive changes. But this season, I would have said to the end of October, but it's just untenable. You cannot back what you've seen for the first 10 games, all comps. And he has to go. This is a good time for that decision to be made. Maybe they're just trying to wait until he comes back for the holiday. But if they do keep him, look, I would always look for the positives. Maybe he's able to turn it around. Like you say, the last 2 games weren't a loss, and hopefully he's able to get something better out from this team. But they just look like they just don't look like they care anymore. They just look like they don't want to play for him anymore. So I can only imagine that they get rid of him and they get a proper. Hopefully it's not Rude that they're having as the replacement. I hope it's a proper manager that they get back in there that's got the Premier League experience. I don't think Rude maybe is ready yet, but after a while, it just got to a point where there's too much pain. It was just too much pain. At the back end of last season, you could see the 4-2-4 kind of system that he just kind of implemented to kind of give us some compactness, and it looked like it was going to go in a decent direction at the start of this season. And okay, a couple of games, here and there, the Fulham one, the Brighton one, there's a few, slim pickings, but overall, you got to get results. you know, we're not that far off the top 4, but that's the target this season. That was the target. And
how far we play from the bottom? How far away from the bottom? That's the real reality right now.
Yeah, obviously we're 14th, innit? But in terms of points though, Saeed, I think it's like how many points?
The points don't matter.
6 or 8 from top 4.
It's only 7 games. The points, 8 games. The points don't matter. It's the performances. Points don't matter.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. But that's what I'm trying to say though, Danny. Is at the end of the day, you know, all before you know it, by Christmas we could be still back in the race. But I think a different manager picks a better 11, a stronger 11 to produce better performances. You know, he doesn't know what he's doing with Bruno. He doesn't know what he's doing with certain players, and it's Cobby. He's misprofiling and misusing so many players in this team, and it's just frustrating because I even think his system and what he's trying to do could work if he was able to utilize and pick. Where's Ahmad? You know, he doesn't use Ahmad enough. So if he had a better idea with the starting 11s, he could do a lot more. But because of that, you can just see you need a different idea with this squad anyway.
Time, man. Talk to us, man.
Man.
No, but you know, it's
no, not man at you. That's just
yeah.
Like 2 months in, literally the season started 2 months after, you know, August.
T to the T.
Oh, T. Oh, T. I thought someone gate crashed it now. Big up though, but yeah, man. Obviously, like the video. This is the thing, man. Like, I'm kind of in nobody's land if I'm honest, Saeed. I don't care if he goes tonight and if he stays. He's literally got 5 games, and I'm not even trying to say like this 5-game basis thing, but literally, I don't feel like now that it's like fully savable. I'm kind of sat here and I'm like, what Danny said was spot on. I'm kind of thinking to myself, as much as I want Ten Hag to succeed, and look, everyone knows I've backed Ten Hag. I'm like, is it actually going to be sustainable for a year or 2?
Ty, are you taking the piss?
Fad, let me come on, man. You just
let him,
Ty, come on, please,
man. Let him land, man.
No. You relax as well. Ty, man.
Relax for what? Let
Ty,
him land.
Man. Come on, man.
Faz. You're gonna have your time.
Why, man? Why are you doing this to me, man?
But look.
What have we done to you?
The only reason Saeed, I'm gonna be real. I don't think Ten Hag goes. Yeah, I personally don't think he goes. I think if he was gonna go, I think he would have gone this morning.
Ty, what are you doing? Ty, please, man.
Bro, I don't think he's going. Like, I'm just telling you my opinion.
What do you mean?
You're making fans cry, bro. You're making fans cry, bro. What's going on?
At the end of the day, this is what I'm saying. I don't think Ten Hag goes. I think, you know, they're slim picking from the season, like Marcel said. I think the Crystal Palace 60 minutes that we played was good. And I'm not saying it's good compared to a lot of other teams, but for Man United this season, that was good. We should have killed the game. Brighton, we could have won that game, like I said, small margins. We could be looking at a five-point swing in the league. But yeah, it's not amazing. We go to Porto, we're 2-0 up the other day, and we concede 2 goals. I do disagree where Marcel has said that I don't think the players are playing for the manager, because look, we've gone to an Aston Villa team. Yeah, they had injuries, and I respect that. But we've gone there. He went a bit more pragmatic, which I saw Ten Hag do after the Brighton and Brentford loss in his first season. We defended pretty good. I thought Johnny Evans was solid as he came in, but we still could have won that game. I thought that wasn't a great Aston Villa team out there, if I'm honest. And I respect what Aston Villa are doing, but their injuries, you could tell it took its toll. But at the end of the day, you look at the run now, and we've got Brentford, we've got Leicester. This guy.
Ty, can I ask you something? Ty, can I ask you something based on that quick point you made? Yeah, you know what you was talking about Johnny Evans performing or whatever. I was watching. I think it was Saeed and KG. When KG was talking about Ofsted. I feel like when you're at school and then Ofsted are coming in, because big up KG for this analogy, everyone's gonna perform and everyone's gonna step it up a bit because the people are watching, their sisters are watching.
Yeah, cool,
you feel me? So, but what I don't get, Ty, what I want to ask you, so we can have a sensible conversation. How come you don't? Why don't you mind him staying? Doesn't that anger you that he could stay?
It's not I don't mind. If this is what I was going to say, the run we've got, which I've just come into with the Brentford, Leicester, Fenerbahce, West Ham away, and then Chelsea, I think it's the last game at home before the international break. I believe from a business side, Ineos probably don't want to give in on what their decision was in the summer. They're probably quite reluctant in terms of they want to back their own pride and their decision to say, right, we'll stick with him. Secondly, the run that we've got right now, is potentially, and look, this is on paper. I know this ain't written in the stars, right? But you could look at it and say, look, we could win those games on paper. So they might say, look, let's give him this period of run now to see if we can go and put a string of games together where we can win consistently. Whether he does that, look, we've not won consistently all season, so I can't say that's going to happen. But I'm looking at it from both sides contextually, right? That they might be looking at it, the run of games they've got. They've also made that decision in the summer to go and back Ten Hag, and they want to give him a bit more time. And also the manager that people are talking about out there, which is Thomas Tuchel, was someone that potentially they had conversations with in the summer, and then they came to a bit of loggerheads over certain things, which is why they didn't come to an agreement. So then are you going to go back to a person you didn't have agreements with in the summer to then say, oh, by the way, we do want you? So I think there's a lot of things that people have got to factor in. Of course, if it's just football and us man are in there, we'd say, look, we've not been good over the first 8 games of the season. It's not picked up from last season where it's left off, and it's easy to make a change. But from Ineos' side, I do think that they could give him this run of games up until November international break, and if it doesn't pick up,
I'm rating your new business, Ty, man. Your new waffle business. Your new waffle business. I love it. It's waffled. It's waffled.
Yo, Ty, you know the problem. You know, you do a risk assessment. You have to put the dangers in. So they could, like, you know, you could do more damage. You're talking about on paper. I looked at it on paper. We play Fenerbahce on the Thursday, then have to play West Ham away after they just got their first dub on the Sunday. That don't look good on paper to me. Do you know what I'm saying?
I hear you, but it's still 2 games. It doesn't look amazing on paper. Well, I'm going to say it doesn't look amazing. I still think they're games we can win, but also you're right. There could be games that the way we played this season we could lose. But you know, for me, the truth is, if they were going to sack Ten Hag, I think they would have done it already. So, which is the reasons why I've given you of why.
Which is why they're on fraud watch.
Which is why I think he's staying in the job. But let's have it straight. Let's have it straight. It's not like he's staying in the job and I'm going to be jumping for joy. If they sack him, I'll sit here now and don't care because I'm tired as well myself at the moment of it. And I've backed him
if he stays in a job, Ty, it's about being fuming if he stays in a job. It's not about jumping in. It's about you being angry that we've got someone in the driving seat who hasn't passed his license and he's got us on the motorway doing 180. It's about being fuming that the person that's right now in control of this team has no clue what he's doing. When you look at the next fixtures of games that we're playing, regardless if we win or not, Erik Ten Hag wasn't brought in to beat these type of teams. The problem is every team that he was brought in to beat, he's failed at, and he keeps on failing in terms of matching up to the teams that we should be round about us that we keep on losing to. And the biggest problem we have with Erik Ten Hag is what Mr. Shocks just said yesterday, Noradine on Straight Jacket podcast, is that there's 5 things that a new manager should do. One of them is that even if you have a bad run of games and you lose your job, even if you fail at succeeding at Manchester United, you should still leave this club with a style of football that the next manager can take on and kind of develop. The fact that he's been here now, coming up to 3 years, and we still don't have a style of football, the same crime that the other managers previous to him had, Ollie had, and everyone else. We're talking about 6 years of managers not allowing us to have a style of play. Because look, Erik Ten Hag could have had a style of play that had us playing well. For an example, like Ange, where you see an identity, you see what they're doing, but after 2.5 seasons, he still hasn't hit certain markers to keep his job as a Man United manager, and he moves on. But guess what? The next manager comes in, and there's a star for him to build on because they already have a way of playing. Look at the Brighton managers. Brighton weren't hitting no spectacular markers in the league. Maybe they were for them as a club, but every manager that's come in at Brighton has had something to build on, even though they're a mid-table team. We're a mid-table team with nothing to build on, with 600 million spent. That's the biggest problem with Erik Ten Hag. Even if he had a style of play, I might be still sitting there, him having finished 8th last season, saying it's not good enough. Cool, we got a style of play. It doesn't mean we can finish 8th. But the problem is we don't even have that. So now Erik Ten Hag is going to leave us. A new manager is going to come in, and he's going to have to build from ground zero in terms of allowing us to have a style of play as a football club. And for me, that's criminal. The brother's got to go. There's no other way about it, man.
I also don't mind if a manager does come in and have to build from scratch, because at the end of the day, where we are right now as a football club, we've won 2 trophies under Erik Ten Hag. Like you said, at the moment, the football isn't sustainable, and where we are in the league, we're not competing or anything. So no matter what, I think if you're a mid-table team, you can afford to start from fresh. So if Thomas Tuchel,
think about it, Ty, though.
If Thomas Tuchel did come in, I believe obviously that he would implement his style, and the players would probably.
But we shouldn't have that, Ty, though. Think about that, Ty.
But Musa, the only thing I'm going to say to you is, if the players were crap, then I'd be like, do you know what? I think it's going to be a struggling point. However, you do look at the players that we've got, and like, you know, we've got the Cobbies, we've got, look, whether Eriksen's here or not, and we want him next year, obviously that's a different conversation, but he's technical. You know, you've got Dalot, you've got Mazraoui, you've got Lisandro Martinez, you've got Amad Diallo, you've got Xerxes.
They still have to prove themselves. That's the problem. They still have to prove themselves in a style.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is these players aren't crap to the point that, you know.
Cool, but are they? But as player profiles, can they fit the style? Because, like I said, the Brighton players don't have to prove themselves. What has Brighton won, and where have they finished in the last 5 years?
Well, that's on Ineos to go and get managed. That's on Ineos to go and get managed. That's on Ineos to go and get managed.
What style of, people keep talking about style of play. One second time. People keep talking about style of play. It's just the hipster thing to talk about. Yeah. What I've come to realize is you just have to be an effective, cohesive fucking football team. All this style of play stuff, you could go the other way. I look at Emery at Aston Villa. What's their style of play? You don't have a fancy term for it.
It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be fancy.
Organized football team. We're not a mid-table team.
You know what the problem is? We're talking about the player profile, though. The problem is we're talking about whatever your style of play is, are the players that you've profiled good enough to play that style? So Emery has profiled a group of players that can do what he wants. The question I'm saying is that...
No, he hasn't.
Of course he has.
But he took them from 16th, yeah? And you know what's funny? Those players had sacked 4 managers. The type of things top friends want to tell me about excuses for Erik ten Hag, it's the same team, it's the same team. He took players that... You know, John McGinn's been through 6 managers at Aston Villa.
Yeah, he has.
And no one brings this up. Nobody. Emery took over a team that had, some of them had sacked 6 managers, some of them had sacked 5 managers, the majority of them had sacked 3 or 4. He brought them in, and because his way of playing doesn't require special, quirky profiles, he's just a good coach. Man United just need a good top-level coach. You start there. And when you do that, then you can talk about fancy styles of play. We ain't done either one of these things.
But like I said, the manager still has to look at the group of players that he's got at his disposal and identify a football that they can deliver. And if they can't deliver on that, this is why we said that.
But Musa, you've been saying that these players aren't. You and Rance clearly said, obviously, a week ago and 2 weeks ago, these players are not bad at all. You think they're
not bad? No, they're not bad.
Yeah, exactly. If you believe that there's some good players in this squad, what I agree with Danny is it doesn't have to be fancy, but if there's a style that the manager.
No, but what I'm saying is,
whether it's pragmatic, basic, whatever, it's functional and it works and it's consistent. These players in this Man United team can do that.
But I'm still here waiting to give Anthony a proper season to be able to kind of show me what he's got. Because we're saying that the manager has misprofiled him and he's not playing him to his best of his attributes. I
think Anthony is what Anthony is. We know he's not good enough, Musa.
If that's what you believe, I don't believe that.
He's not playing under one manager, though. He's not playing under manager.
Yeah, I don't believe that that he doesn't have the ability to be a good player if you play him to the best of his strengths. But I just feel like not everyone can do everything. Like, just doesn't, not everyone can do everything. So for me, I'm still saying that the problem I find is that we're here now and we still have to give every player another year and a half to prove himself, to say that he's not good enough. I don't think a new manager can come in and we can just say straight away, this player ain't good enough. We still need to see him under this new manager.
I hear that.
But if Erik ten Hag had something going on, we would be able to identify who the good, like, you don't know who the good players are now, or the fan base are not agreeing. This is why people are saying Xerxes crap, Højlund's no good, he can't hold the ball up. Everyone's being under attack right now. All the players.
All the players are worse. All the players are performing about 30% level, like, below than what they can do. Yeah. And I was a big Ten Hag fan. I wanted him to come in. In his first season, I saw the average players look average, the good players look good, and the very few players I think were very good look very good. That when you're coaching well and the players believe in what you're doing, that's what it looks like. Then you can say, cool, let me get rid of this guy, get rid of that guy. All the manager has to do is get the team cohesive, organized, and effective. And if he wants to develop a special style, then you work with the club to bring those specific players. But the manager has to earn the right to do that. And this manager's been here. I'm vexed, Saeed, that this man is still here. I'm not even pissed at Ten Hag no more. I'm looking at Ineos now.
Fact, that's what my energy's at.
I'm looking at them because we let them off the hook in the summer. They wanted to sack him. And they've got no plan B. They've had bare time to plan. And you don't have a plan B.
I think that's
big up. Listen, let me just come in there 1-2 seconds, people. Probably my last contribution to this.
Wait. Structure. You guys cycling? Yeah.
I'm on my way to Old Trafford right now to go and find out the news. I'm going past there right now.
Bro. Don't try. I know you guys look for Ten Hag on that cycling route. I know about you. He's on holiday. Bro.
Yo, big up, man. Listen, big up, people. Listen, at the end of the day, it's simple. I always said Manchester United need to hire a coach. We need to hire a coach that can just simplify the football game for us, because you don't need to complicate football. Football ain't that complicated. And actually, the best coaches, the best players, they simplify things. They make it look simple. And with this, we see Unai Emery. You can see he plays a certain high line. He gets defenders to defend. He gets the ball forward quickly. He gets the ball out wide, depending on whatever game they're playing. Bayern Munich is probably the one game that I saw him tactically set up differently than what he usually does, right? So it ain't complicated. Erik ten Hag, for me, if the Ineos don't do what needs to be done, or they haven't done, and for me, my beef has not been with Erik ten Hag. And Danny will tell you, my beef has not been, it's a decision maker. Erik ten Hag has not put himself in that position for him to be hired and to be backed. So at the end of the day, it's simple. The inevitable, why you try to delay the inevitable? Benny McCarthy came out, and that quote is there. Benny McCarthy said Erik ten Hag is not the type of coach that where he feels he takes the players with him. He said tactically he's really good. He says as a coach he's really good, but he doesn't take the players with him. At the end of the day, we got all the different rumors coming out today, and he ain't taking nobody with him, man. At the end of the day, for me, it's inevitable, whether they do it now or not. For me, all the news that's been coming out after the game, and that's what I paid attention to. Gary Neville, Laurie Whitwell, the Docker at the Times, Docker at the Telegraph and the guy at the Times, all those were coming out, and Melissa Roddy, they were all saying Manchester United will not panic. Will not panic. So today, this meeting in London is a strategic review. That means performance. Sorry, no, it's not a review, it's a performance review. And that means they're going to start with the first team. And if they come to the conclusions, and I heard what Danny said about these guys are never sacked and everything. You know what, bro? It's first time for everything. Oh my brother, there's a first time for everything. First time for everything. You have to do what needs to be done, and everybody knows it, except people like T and a couple of other people don't know it still, and they're hanging on to this. It's 1989. Give it time. Like that idea of it. Like football has totally changed.
I said
the average time in the top 15 clubs in Europe, other than Klopp and Pep. Other than that, majority of clubs average, and now with Arteta,
18 months,
right? It's 18 months to 2 years. 2.5 years is the most you're gonna get. And if you can't see something within 7 months or 6 months, then if you show fans something to get behind, fans will do that. The next coach has to come in, and like you know me, I'm a weirdo. I don't give a damn whether we win or lose or draw. I'm about how we win, how we lose, and how we draw. It's sustainable. And now, all I saw against Villa was pure desperation. It's pure desperation. Get two big guys in at the back there and get everybody around them. And then you know what? We defend for our lives. And at the end of the day, you saw that in that game. We were a Diego Dalot away from the goal going in. I didn't even know where the ball was going. He turned his back. So at the end, to me, I'll keep it simple. Ineos, I told you all to get off the pole. I told a lot of you not even to go on the pole. And some of you jumped on the pole with the pom-poms, man, and they were twerking for Ineos. And I told you all what you get. I told you all, see what they do first before you get giddy. But you all got way too giddy, too early. And now we're waiting. We're playing waiting game. And any other club in Europe, they would have been decisive. This guy would have never had his job back because of one game. Was Oli sacked
in Norway when we sacked Oli? Where was he? Was he in Norway?
We sacked him after the Brentford, but after Liverpool. But we took him on a holiday. We said to him, go fishing. He went on a fishing holiday. But everybody knew what was happening there. At the end of the day here, you got to be decisive. Especially, and you know the worst thing, MANDEM? I say it, it's not even their man. So why are they protecting him? Why are they pulling trigger? It's not their man.
Bro, you know what it is? Maybe it's the fan base, isn't it? Maybe it's the fact that they don't want to because in terms of the fans
Money,
that
it's gotta be
Saeed,
money.
they're not listening to the fan base because of that. They're not doing it because of the fan base.
Maybe it's Fergie. I don't know, man. Maybe Fergie's having a word and saying, "Yo, give him time and that."
Nah,
Maybe
it's money. So it's all about money. It has to be about money. They only respect money.
Someone's got to be involved, yeah. Talking to Ineos, saying it's not the right time to sack him. Give him time because, bro, the results here are there to speak for themselves, bro. We are literally in dire straits, bro. We're in trouble right now. You know what I mean? Like us getting better and teams falling off. Are we gonna do this again, guys? So when you say like to 10 games, bro. What about if we don't win them 10 games and they get better? Like, Chelsea are getting better. Liverpool are staying up there.
I wouldn't even give it 10. I wouldn't even give it 10. I wouldn't even give it 10. I said I'd have to give it 5. And we'd have to see.
Where did it? I thought it was 2 before, Ty. Your video said 2, no?
You said
2 more games.
I thought out of the next Premier League games, I thought we'd have 2 losses and win 4 out of the 6.
So does draw make you feel a little bit better?
And we've drawn to Spurs and we've drawn to Villa. So
does that make you feel better, though, the draws?
It does. No, it doesn't make me feel better. I just felt like what Marcel said in terms of the players had given up. I thought actually they hadn't given up because you've gone to Villa and got a draw, which they should have beaten Arsenal on the first game of the season. They didn't, but that was the only loss this season so far. And the Porto game, well, look, let's be honest, it's not Porto where I grew up watching Costinha and Deco and all these players. I think we should have gone there, and after being 2-0 up, we should have won that game. But then they fought back to the last minute. So there's something still in them that they're still not thrown in the towel completely, because let's be real, they could have thrown in the towel. But look, I think if we had maybe, Liverpool, Chelsea, City, they might be looking at this and saying, yo, we need to change quickly. The only thing I can think of, and I'm not trying to say I want Ten Hag to stay in the job. I'm past the point of caring. If he stays, I'm just like, you know what? He's only going to get these 5 games to prove it. If he goes, he goes. And I want to see if they get in Rude or Tuchel. It's simple as that. I'm zapped now. But I just look at the run. All I'm saying is they've made a decision to keep Ten Hag. So they're going to look at it maybe 7 games in. Do we give it time or do we go back on our thoughts and we look at the run of games that we've got now, which, like I said, it can be winnable. But like Danny also said, Fenerbahce, West Ham, they could be tricky. But my ultimate thing now is where I've come down to is like, is it going to change enough that I can look at it and sit here in March and April when I've been defending Ten Hag for ages because I wanted him in the job when he first arrived, and we're being consistent. Can we put a run of 3, 4, or 5 games together? That's what me and my boy Safa were talking about. I really like Ten Hag, and I think he could be successful.
You're waffling, man. I can't do this, brother. I swear
I'm not,
down, bro.
I know.
You're my guy, man. I care for you, my guy, but please, my brother, man.
I just say what I
3-0 to Spurs, brother, at Old Trafford. Come on.
But
that alone is done. You're talking about Palace. They beat us 4-0, bruv. That's what I remember. I remember when Palace beat us 4-0.
You know what it is, though, Rhino? I agree with you, Rhino, but it's even worse when you're 2-0 up against Porto. Come on, guys. I believe in this manager.
But Marcel, do you blame the players for that, or are you going to sit here and blame Ten Hag for them collapsing after going to?
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is, Ty? You know when you're 2-0 up away from home, no matter what time in the game it is, tell them to play conservative now. Think about shutting up shop and walking out the stadium with your 2-0.
But the system doesn't warrant that.
But the way that's part of the problem.
The system doesn't warrant that.
The problem, though, Ty and Leon, that the system, the way that they're trying to implement the system is too erratic, it's too risky.
But it's annoying. But
you know this is mad hearing Marcel say this, This is mad.
Bro, I had to come. No, but the thing is, Leon, I had to look at it and say, I got to be honest now. I wanted to give him to the end of the month. I was doing all this, give him 2, 3 more
so you were lying before. Now you're being honest. So you were lying before.
No, I don't know about that.
You're Knicks.
Explain that.
Rats was calling you a liar. He said you're a liar. So now you're
based on what? Based on what?
You know what it is for me?
I'm joking.
That's awful. I never lied about anything. But I'm just saying, I wanted to stick to my guns before and give him to the end of the month. That would have been 10 Premier League matches. But when you get to match 7 and they're giving up, for me, Ty, I know you're telling me that you don't see that. But Villa was there for the taking. You don't punish them, and then our manager decides to play conservative football. Like he doesn't even play his style of football against. So then he's given up, and then the players are against Porto. They're 2-0 up. They should be able to deliver this performance. They've given up. So it's like,
he didn't give up.
What can we really extract from those last 2 games?
He didn't give up. Here's the problem. He hasn't. The players have no confidence. They have no confidence, and he got nothing to believe in. Because when you were defending him, putting McTominay in the team, he wasn't developing football and something sustainable. In the Aston Villa game, there were no issues tactically. Both teams were average. The game was there to be won. But when your team is devoid of confidence, even when you set up right and the opposition are slacking, you still can't get win because of the bad work you put in 18 months prior. everything. The trajectory is poor. You know, we scored a goal in 3 matches.
Yeah, I can't correlate last season.
Southampton, we hit 3. Before Southampton, we scored twice in the league. Twice.
That's what I'm saying. So where's the improvement going to come, Tyrone, man? It did 5 games. Where does that? I'm giving you facts, my guy. We're giving you facts.
No, I know.
Correlate last season,
Saeed, I haven't got the answers. I'm in the exam. You know when you're in the exam GCSEs, you look at your book, you just want to get the answers and that. That's me.
We're giving you the answers.
I'm trying to cover the paper and that and do the little.
Yeah, we've been there. You know what it is, yeah?
Because I've given this manager time. The only thing I can say is, look, he's gonna get a couple of these games to turn it around. If he loses to Brentford next week, I'm coming on the stream and he's out of here. He's not even entering my front door. But I don't believe he gets sacked because I just think we would know by now. I just think this club, Ineos, they're gonna stick by the decision. They want to try and back it for a bit longer. They've got a bit too much pride, and they're gonna look at this run of games. And I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I'm just looking at it from both sides.
And what you think they're going to do?
Want him out. But I think that's what they're going to do. I just think that's what they're going to do. And I can only put out there what I believe the club are going to do to what I think. And look, if we're on here in 10 minutes, he's sacked. Cool. Do you know what? Move on. Ten Hag, thanks for the 2 trophies. You tried. Go and manage Dortmund in a couple of years and you get yourself back on the boat. But at the end of the day, at the moment, it isn't working. We've got players like Kobe even looking around and looking a bit dejected. You got Garnacho, which has annoyed me even more, coming on or starting against Aston Villa when he's playing with one knee. Like, what's going on there? You got Ahmad, who's not even starting against Porto, he's starting against Porto, not starting against Villa. There's just a few things now that are going on.
But Ty, just to add on this last point, Ty, but I think even if we give him 2-3 games, I can't remember who made the point. I think it was Faz, when he was talking about how lack of coaching actually starts to damage the players. We can't be risking that, like, these players losing their attributes and losing their skills because they're put in a park and they're lost. All these players have been doing all these last 3 seasons have just been freestyling with each other, turning up. There's never been a direction. And of course, once in a while, you're going to get good performances. Once in a while, you're going to get a defense that's resolute. But it's not like Danny said, it's not sustainable. So now the cracks are showing, and then now the players are getting damaged.
No, but it's
too
crazy,
risky, man.
Look at the first 6 months, Rhino. We'd be all the top 6. We were playing decent football, and since the Carabao Cup final, I just don't know what.
He took one the first season. Season.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Manager bounce.
You know what?
Manager bounce.
And then second season, when Danny, you're talking about me advocating for Scott, it was in mitigating circumstances. We needed to put somebody in. We had no players available the whole second season.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Let me finish. Hold on, let me finish.
What players weren't available?
We get to the start of the 3rd season.
What players weren't available?
Hold on, let me finish.
No, what players weren't available?
Hold on.
What players weren't available?
Just hold on.
I'm not holding on. What players weren't available?
We get started to the 3rd season. And
what players weren't available?
Hold on. Just let me finish. Quiet.
No, you're skipping, bro. Stick to the first bullet point.
Hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying. Just hold on. And then you can get to that. Just be quiet. So the 3rd season.
No, I'm not going to be quiet now. First point. You should have said that.
So the 3rd season starts. Yeah.
Just hold on. We're going on. Just hold on. We're going on.
Hold on, innit?
You should have said that.
First point.
I'm mad petty.
Hold on.
First point.
Marcel, please. Can you just tell everyone who wasn't available?
What players weren't available?
That's me. And then
What
after
do you mean?
that,
I didn't finish what I'm saying. I'm not going to now say something when I didn't get to finish what I'm saying.
That was the first point.
Okay, Danny, let me let you land this part, and then I'll end.
You're always letting them land.
Thank you, Danny. Be quiet.
They're always landing.
Marcel's really trying.
Marcel, please, Marcel, don't do that, bro. Please, don't do that.
He did it again. Now he's got to answer the first question. Now,
go on. Carry on.
Yeah. So basically, in the 2nd season, we had mitigating circumstances. Where a lot of players are out, we had no consistency in the defensive line in terms of selection of players. A lot of players are injured in the forward line as well. So throughout the whole of the season, you couldn't build no consistency. So advocating for Scott McTominay was not something that anyone or everyone was against. Really, he had to play at some times and at some points, and he was delivering. Then you get into the 2nd season. Then you get into the 3rd season. Where it's like, okay. It's a clean slate. It's a clean slate and an opportunity to start fresh. You get rid of players like Scott McTominay, who I'd said before the 2nd season, funny enough, that should be gone. I was saying that long before that, so I don't even care about that point. It's like You get into the third season, you finally got rid of that deadwood, Scott McTominay, who I was talking about needed to go anyway. And now you're able to start building on what you've done at the back end of the second season, where we was like, okay, now we finally got players back now. You're going to try this 4-2-4 shape and try and build some consistency in the team. But it's like even this new system has not been working. He hasn't picked correct 11s with this new system. He hasn't been able to utilize the squad properly. And just everything just looks disorganized and dysfunctional. It's not making sense. So it's like
the only thing, Marcel, look, you're my brother, and I'm gonna be real with you, but I heard something you said in the first few minutes of the show, and you said, look, Musa said he caught you out tweeting halftime nearly of Porto game. We're 2-0 up. We would go to Villa, and like you said, and Danny said we could have won that game. I feel like if we come back from this international break and he beats Brentford, he goes to Fenerbahce and wins, and then he beats West Ham. I feel like you're gonna be dragged back in again. I don't feel you're fully believing in what you're saying. Look, you're nodding. I know it.
It's not that I'm not fully believing what I'm saying. I'm on the side of.
I feel like you're fully decided on you want this manager gone. I feel like you've still got that hope in there as well. I know you.
Your time.
Yeah. So to a degree. Hold on, Danny.
No, because I didn't get to
respond. Let him answer that, Danny. I want him to answer that.
I didn't get to respond. So, Ty, if you stop looking at results, all of the symptoms from last season are present now. The 4-2-4 is without the ball. What we do with the ball is damn near identical. Same nonsense is going on. Last season, his midfielders were fit. This is the lie that people like Marcel tell you. His back four was injured. He didn't have to play Scott McTominay for like 15 matches in a row. He had other options. He could have focused, what midfield combinations can I do that's sustainable? How can I develop Kobe Mainu? That's something we ain't even discussed yet. He ain't developing Kobe. He's got Kobe, become a jewel merchant, become more physical, work harder. When you should be telling him, improve your positional play. Here's how you keep getting on the football. Here's how you read the pattern to play make. He ain't even developing him properly. We saw this a year ago, Marcel. A year ago. There's nothing sustainable with this manager. Say what you're going to say, Ty, or who Marcel was going to
Yo, Danny, let me come after you. You're not going. Let me come.
Yeah. We need to fast as well. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, if we do come back from the international break and he's still in the job, Marcel, and we win 3 games on the bounce, I feel like you're going to be like, do you know what? I'm willing to see where this goes. Am I right?
Yeah, so I think he's not been consistent enough to really see it over 3 games. You know, I would like to see it over a longer period than 3 games for me. But I've always
excited when we'll be in Porto 2-0, and you start thinking, oh, hold on a minute, maybe. So that's
exactly.
That might be just be the Man United fan. Everyone was happy to be 2-0.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what's assumed. I was looking at it like, okay, things are happening here, and things have been doing are looking like a good direction in this match, but when you see them crumble the way that they did in the same half, it's like, bro, this is not working. It's not working. And then you maybe give him an opportunity against Aston Villa. Can you win this game? And it happens again. We've got to change now. We've got to change the manager now. And this is a good time. This is a good opportunity to do it now, Ty.
Big up time. You know, if he gets results in the next few games, yeah. But I don't see us sustaining attacks. I don't see good wing play. I don't see us looking cohesive. I don't care about the results. Because the football would tell me.
There's no fundamentals for start.
The football will tell me if after the net, if there's going to be sustainable.
Yeah.
That's what. So I don't. The Porto team 2-0 up. Why are you being gassed? Did you see anything sustainable?
No, I didn't get excited. That's why I'm saying I myself. I watched it with our Biz. Big up my boy Biz. He was sat next to me. I didn't move because I know.
Saeed, you need super chats.
One second, man. I'm gonna bring in Faz and then Leon as just
like the video as well, people, man.
Yeah, 4.2K in the building. Like the video. Faz, go ahead. Faz.
Smash it.
You know, Ty started his sentence by saying 5 more games. He has 5 more games. Ever since then, whatever Ty said, went in one ear, went out the other ear. I can't take him serious.
Congratulations.
At least Marcel, before I even started grilling him, he just said, listen, I'm done. And even what he's saying now makes sense. But Ty, you're literally proving the point that you don't even know what you see in him. You hope that he comes right so you can save face, because you just said what if he goes on a win for 3 games, and then would you not feel some other type of way? Why should we feel some other type of way off a 3 win?
More at Marcel, not you though.
No, but we're all on the panel, no? We can all hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
and every time I've noticed with you and Neji, what you guys do is say, oh, Ineos won't sack him, so da-da-da. Ineos won't do this, so that. Don't give a damn what Ineos will or won't do. You're seeing the football, and yet you're deciding to say, so a load of jargon. The fact is, you at the moment, right now, deep down inside, you do not see a future with this manager. It's as simple. You need him to keep doing those Porto 2 goals and whatever, for you to have this hope and keep refilling. It is.
Do I think you can turn it around to be long-term sustainable? The truth is, I am more no than yes on definitely. Do I think it could be long-term sustainable? However,
there's more no than yes, Ty. There isn't.
If you got these 5 games, and
Ty, there isn't no such thing as I'm more out than in, but then 25.
I'm not. If I'm out, you're clinging on. That's what I'm saying. If I come in here and say I'm out, Saeed knows that.
That means you're in there.
I'm out and I'm done.
Yeah, once he's out, he's out.
That means you're in there.
But the thing is, you're falling off the cliff and you're trying to hold on with 1 or 2 fingers. That's it. And it's hurting.
And have I fallen yet, Faz? No.
Yes, you have. It is blatant.
The fingers are holding on. Well done. You said it yourself. Well done.
Ty, you said okay. You know what? Let's just go with the facts.
You gotta remember,
let's go with the facts because I'm not doing a verbal war because you're not gonna win that with me. I'm not doing it. Yeah, especially not today. Saeed, just run the clip to jog everybody's memory. Go on, run the clip again.
Yeah, run the clip, Saeed. Run the clip. I think Ty needs that.
He's not wrong.
Run the clip, man.
I haven't fallen yet. Like Danny just said, I haven't fallen yet.
Run the
clip. Yes, people, it's your boy Ty here. Make sure you like the video, subscribe. Look, I'm not going to run from the grind. I'm sending this in. 2 more games, Eric. 2 more games. If not, it's over. The only thing I will say to you lot, watching, all of you, if Bruno stays on that pitch on Sunday against Spurs, we win that game. Don't even think I'm delusional. We were growing back into that game come the end of the first half. Second half, we would have got a goal and we would have went on to win 2-1. You don't have to believe me, but I'm telling you what I think, and I stand on it. However, the mentality, the players, the manager on the touchline, everyone looks like they're giving up at the moment. And you've got Porto away and Villa away. They're going to test you to the max. You either sink or you swim. Because this time on MANDEM Talk next week, Wednesday, it could be Ten Hag out. But for now, 2 more games.
So it's not 5 games then.
I'm fine with that. Went to Porto away, didn't lose. Went to Porto away, didn't lose. Went to Aston Villa.
This time next week.
It's very dramatic,
you said sink or swim. So if we're not Porto, is he sunk or is he swam? You tell me. You didn't mention anything about floating.
I've got the armbands on right now. I've got the armbands on. Listen to me. We lost them 2 games. He was gone. But he's got a draw, a Villa team that's lost to Arsenal this year only. And he's gone to Porto. And look, it's a trickish game away from home. Porto, on context though, 2-0 up, we should be winning it. But before the game, we didn't know we'd be 2-0 up. So we haven't lost them games. So cool, run them.
Before any game, we don't know if we're going to be 2-0 up or 1-0 down, bro. What do you mean? We don't know any of it. All we know is we're shit.
We went to Villa and got a draw. I went to Porto where I got a draw. I'm cool to stand on.
You know what's mad though? You know why we say the objective truth is this, that there is no other situation or there's no other example where a person does what Eric Ten Hag does, and you want to keep him. Not if he's a driver.
I know, Musa, there is, you know. Can I say the example?
Give it to me.
I think Arteta failed his first 3 seasons, guys. His first 3 seasons were rubbish.
Not like this, though.
Yeah, but Leon, listen to
and
what
he had rubbish players, man. He had rubbish players, bro.
Yeah, but at the same time, Marcel, they were scoring goals. You could see a style of play.
I think that's a hoax. That's a hoax. Arteta's first 3 seasons were.
Yeah, he basically, Musa, he didn't get into the top 4. Not
But
failed.
I feel like,
and we need to enter top 4, Musa. Basically, this is
the problem here. This is the problem. This is the problem. Danny, let me go.
Now you're getting me mad. No, hold on. I'm going to stop you right there. Let's go with factual pieces of information and numbers. I know Danny likes numbers, right? You said Arteta's first few seasons he was bad. Numerically, statistically, did Arteta not climb the ladder on the Premier League season in, season out? His first half season, he was 8th. His first full season, he was 8th. His second full season, he was 5th. His third full season, he was 2nd. So numerically, he climbed the ladder season in, season out in his full seasons. So how was his first few seasons bad? Please explain that to me. Whereas this guy's numerically is going worse season, full season.
Breaking his own record.
Hold on. On top of that, there is an example of no other manager in the world getting his village men, his cousins, nephews, uncles, aunties, sons, and children, and getting them to play in the team. No other manager. So please, how do you explain that?
So I gave. It wasn't with details, Faz, but I'm saying
no. We have a gentleman here called Devil in the Details. I might let this slide. You ain't gonna let it slide. Don't do that.
You can't land on this one. You lost this one. You lost this one. We're not gonna allow you to
say anything on it.
You can't explain this one.
You're Eric out. Yeah, it don't mean I'm gonna let you off that easy. Numerically, he climbed the ladder season in, season out.
Yeah, okay, no problem. But when Musa said, because when what Musa was saying, I adjusted it and said top 4. Because right now we need to achieve top 4 in Arteta's first 3 seasons.
No, we don't.
We do, Musa.
We need more than that. You're looking surface level.
We need to see a manager. Surface level stuff. Ten Hag came in here, and Ten Hag came into Man United.
You should be challenging by now, bro.
It's one of its worst seasons in the Premier League. We wanted to see progression year in, year out. That's what we wanted to see, and we haven't seen that. That's all we wanted. When we didn't say top, if Eric Ten Hag didn't finish in the top 4 in his first season, but we saw something that was sustainable and that's something that we could build on into the next season, we would have took it. If Eric Ten Hag finished like 6 or 7, and in the second season he finished in the Champions League positions with a sustainable way of playing, everyone would have took it. It wasn't just, he's got to finish top 4. Now he's in the 3rd season with 600 million spent, and of course we're expecting that.
But it's not only that. Compare the squads as well, guys. Man, look at the Arsenal squad that Arteta came through.
Okay, so you want to compare this? You want to compare the squad? Mikel Arteta got more goals out of that Arsenal team season in, season out. Yeah. He took over the first half of the season. Then his first full season, 55 goals scored. The next full season, 61 goals scored. He's made that team churn out goals season in, season out. Points as well. 5 points increased in his second season. Then his third season, he got another like 6 or 7 points increase. Numerically, he's improved that team. Whether you like his football or not, but the fact that you sit here and say, "Oh, his first few seasons were not good," that's, I'm sorry, Marcel and ladies and gentlemen, blatant lie.
This is why I'll say Tyrone. This I'll say
into top 4. In those 3 seasons, he didn't enter into top 4.
Fans, it don't matter if they were good or not.
Into Champions League consistently.
Let off the hook.
Let's say
it don't matter if they were good or not. Yeah, it's about the progression. It's about developing. It's about taking steps forward. Don't let them off talk by saying words like good or achievements. Are you developing something year upon year? This manager's trajectory is one direction. Yeah, you know them graphs that they do. The line's going like that.
Yeah. I see some graphs today, by the way. Do you remember?
We finished last season -1 goal difference. This season -3. First season, 58 goals scored in the league, which is not a lot, by the way. But the clean sheets from Varane, from Martinez, from De Gea, who I hated, but you know what it is. That's what got us through. Second season, 55 or 58 goals again. You look at this season, we ain't scored in 3 games. The trajectory's clear. No progress, no building blocks, no football being developed, none of that. None of that. That's the problem.
Look at the Ten Hag as well. It's
trying to compare him to Arteta makes 0 sense. Fast said it perfectly. Numerically, when you measure things step by step, more points, more goals, more clean sheets, better football in the long run.
And would you like me to cook this into a proper biryani by bringing in Unai Emery and telling you his numbers? Shall I do that as well? So, Marcel, please don't do that. Don't do that.
Let me get the super chat.
Ultimately, I'm still 10 out. But I was just when Musa made the point, I just wanted to say, look,
because what I was trying to say to Tyrone is this:
manager that's had 3 seasons with no top 4.
What I was trying to say is this:
and then went on to do bigger things.
Forget football. I was saying that. But I was saying that in any walk of life, if Eric Ten Hag does what he does, you fire him. And this is why I'm saying, Tyrone being, I'm not too sure, I'm hanging on. In any walk of life, if Eric Ten Hag does what he does in any other job, you won't keep that person on. You're only doing it with the football club for I don't know why. But if he does in anything, and this is why I'm saying, any example you give, he produces what he's produced at this football club. You see him in your own life. You like anything. Window cleaner that keeps on making the windows dirtier than when he flipping turned up. You're not going to keep him and say, I'm hanging on, he might do it better next week. But you're sucking.
Yeah, he just needs a better spray.
But when it comes to the team, I don't know why you're hanging on. It should just be a simple, you know what? We gave him 2.5 years.
Yeah.
But this is the thing as well, Musa. Yeah?
I
do you want to do super chat?
Yeah. Let me get the super chat. We're not here from Leon.
Do super chats first. Do super chats, my brother.
Yeah, Mandem Talk is better than the rest. Big up to you, bro. I know Ineos were dead. Look at this sad day. Ineos equals Ineos not even ordering sackings. When did we lower our standards to accept 14th? This is a disgrace. I'm not watching again until he's gone. Can't even stand looking at him. There's only one ball genius in Manchester. Listen, mate, your director has just left, mate, so you need to worry about other things, man. Ty is absolutely cooking cereal right now. I completely agree with Ty. Bear in mind, I'm a Chelsea fan. Ty has no standards. Hear me out, guys. Get out the contract. Tell De Zerbi right out any number he wants. Who says no? Not me. Lower the mid-table team who is satisfied with Fugazi Cup runs. We are West Brom with a Snapdragon sponsorship. No disrespect. God bless. No, not mid-bottom of the table team. If there's any gal here, it's get a man like Ty. Man's going down the ship. Loyalty. Big up Killis says with 8 points, the United's lowest talent in their opening 7 matches of the league since 89 and 97. Worried that youngsters might get career-ending injuries due to being overplayed. End the relationship and sack him. Ty argues as if it's Chris Hansen at his door. Who's Chris Hansen? I know that is. Yo.
It's to catch a predator, man. That's peak. That's not.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Punisher says, "Hi guys, why don't we take Mourinho back? I'm not watched by ESPN how Mourinho is finished. Jose is the last manager who have won a European trophy." And Marco Maldino says, "Big up my brother Danny. Saeed, are you gonna tell us why Neji won't be on the show no more? Even though I won't listen to Danny 7 days a week and twice on Sundays. Listen, we've made a decision. Big up to Neji each and every time. I don't think there's any animosity." But we just had to make that decision. And I spoke to Neji, and we keep it civil, man. We're all brothers. And big up to Neji, man. You'll still see him on the channel, just not on the Mandem Talk, unfortunately. So it is what it is. People.
I'm ready. Yeah,
go on, Leo.
Right,
Leo, land.
First things first, big up the Mandem. Big up the biryani thing as well. That was crazy. That was mad. Danny, it's always good to see you, man. Do you know what I mean? I learned a lot being on the streams with Danny. You know what? I'm going to bring something up that you spoke to me about, Danny, was... And Traps has got to get a shout out as well. Certain Mandem, before Ten Hag even came in, weren't 100% sold or keen on that idea of Ten Hag.
No, I was. Let me say that. I'm not one of them. I was.
All right, no, but I'm going to refer to something that I've seen you say on the stream, yeah. Not to say that you wasn't, but Traps messaged me when Ten Hag was, what was we in? End of the first season. He was like, I never wanted this guy. I said, bullshit. Yeah, he sent me the receipts. He watched him, wasn't keen on him, and he sent a video from, I think, the summer before he was coming in. Danny, I remember you spoke about Ten Hag's system one time on a stream and how he's doing exactly what he's doing now. He did at Ajax with the lone six. He does exactly the same thing. Like, should have seen it a mile off. So I learned a lesson because I never looked into the manager. I feel like as a fan, I was so sold by the media or maybe watching streams and stuff, but that we had finally a coach, because I know that the players had not been coached since Van Gaal, that I believe so much in this guy. The reality is, yeah, he's allowed all of our standards to drop and throw a lot of excuses out there as to why he should keep his job, why the team's not where it needs to be. And when you break it down, you take all your emotion out of it and you take yourself just slightly out of being a Man United fan, the whole process that Danny was hinting at then is not good enough. So you kind of have to look a little bit deeper than the results, giving him a certain amount of games, circumstances and stuff, because take all of that out of the way, it's still nowhere near good enough. Do you know what I mean? From a player development, from the way the players have been managed, for I believe that some of the players that have left the club, all of it is piss poor. And who was it who said in your stream the other day, Saeed, that the whole squad looks worse? Whole 20 plus players.
Yep, it's true. It's true.
Look bad. So for me, it's... I don't know, man. Like, I feel like these guys are just, they're a little bit, they made the decision to keep the manager in the summer. And I feel like they're kind of, they never expected it to be this bad. I think they expected, like, in the back of the head, it could go bad, but I don't think, and I feel like their pride's holding on to it.
That's what I'm saying.
It's an interesting time right now, because if they don't make a decision, I've lost all faith in everything at Man United. I'm not interested anymore. Like, I will watch the games a little bit and that, but I don't believe in the people with the 27%, because the guys with the 70-odd% I don't believe in. So where am I at? Do you know what I mean? But the manager, I mean,
Leon, let me ask you a question. Do you reckon they just don't want to be like the Glazers in terms of like sacking and firing?
I think I tried to hint the other day saying that like I feel like they spent more money on players than what they should have and risked by keeping the manager in. So I feel like they've got the money to get rid of him if needs be. You can make that change. Like they're not going to turn around and say we've got nothing, we can't get rid of him. There's Rude and Rennie there that can see us through to the end of the season in the worst case scenario. Do you know what I mean? At least they can coach better. I believe they can coach better. We'll find out. But I think they gambled it and they thought, let me get an extra player in, whether that was Ugarte or Euro, whoever it was. And I feel like they spent the money that gave them the safety buffer to get rid of the United manager in their plan. I'm not saying they haven't got more money. I think that was their plan in their head. And they risked it and thought, what's the worst that can happen? By January, surely he'll be around the top 6, 7. Do you know what I mean? I don't think they anticipated, 8 points in 7 games? They never would have seen that coming. So they rolled the dice with something they shouldn't have rolled the dice with. That's what I think. But we're in a position now where you're right, Saeed. The season is so early. It's
they've written off the season, though. They've written off the season.
I think they have. Yeah,
they've written off. For me, I don't. There's no point putting expectations down, standards, or saying top 4.
Have you written off the season?
Bro, if they keep this manager, it's written off the season, man.
What we got told on to? Because Ty, remember you said at the start of your statement then that like you're hoping you could put together a list of 3-4 games. There's been an 80-game CV catalogue.
Yeah, bro.
And I don't remember the last time we won 3-4 games. If we did we deserve to win 3-4 games?
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Saeed, you put that post up the other day on your socials about could it be back to the old times or something? Do you remember the old?
Yeah.
I commented on the top saying it's cool. Hang on, eventually we'll get a good coach, capital C, and win trophies that we deserve, capital D. Because even the trophies we won, we haven't deserved. So all of if you're trying to hold on to 10 or 1-2 trophies in 2 years, we didn't deserve them. I don't think we deserve them. We don't play good enough football.
We deserve those trophies.
I don't think we deserve them. I think we were the worst team against Newcastle, and I think the FA Cup run we got lucky.
Into the ground, bro. Those players deserved it, and Casemiro stepped up because he's a champion.
Even the FA Cup, Danny, we're 1 kick away from being out. We didn't play better football.
FA Cup was a good performance, man. Like this is
me. Yeah, but look at the lead up to the final, bro.
I take trophies every day of the week, bro. League Cup, Super Cup, Europa League. I take trophies on the way along the journey, innit? I never discount trophies.
No, we take it, but I have to look at how we get to results, bro. And we don't.
But in the league, though, because cups are cups, bro. Like cups are cups. But the league, league shocking. Like the data, if you actually go back and look at it, like the trends, everything's down.
That's the problem. The league is the showing of true consistency. Yeah, real talk. 38 games.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Not just that. Don't forget the Champions League as well.
Champions League as well.
Breaking records in that Champions League group gets saved, boy. Flipping.
You know why Leon's saying that, man? Then because the Coventry game we should have lost. Really, let's be honest. We should have lost that game. And the run that we had for the Carabao Cup was a joke, man. We were playing Charlton and them, man.
Nah, man. You man, stop playing down.
You know what it is, this is why I don't.
I don't want to be a scumbag trophy winner. I want to win it deserved.
With the trophies, this is the thing what I don't like sometimes, right? We played Man City, who was the best team in the world. We outclassed them last year in one of our actual better tactical performances. When people talk about a run, I hate this excuse, right? Because at the end of the day, whether people want Ten Hag in the job or not, league he's not been consistent. He's won 2 trophies, but the truth is, if you lose 10 teams on that easy run, you then say, "Oh, but you didn't beat them teams, and look who you had in the draw." When you beat them, people moan. So at the end of the day, we've got the 2 trophies, and they're in the bank. But at the moment, right now, we're not seeing the consistency in the league, which is why we're all sat here now, not very happy, not very excited to watch our football club because we expect us to be doing better. It's simple as that. I take the trophies like Danny, and I'll respect the run. Whoever
of course, everyone's taking them.
But the league is the league where you show
it's master bigger issues. It's master bigger issues, and that's what.
Oh, that's the fact, Saeed. It's just come on, bro. Like we can't be playing down, breaking down.
Yeah, I don't like this.
And we can't be hyping up this guy's trophies anyways because managers prior have been giving us the trophies anyway.
Yeah, no,
so we've been on Mourinho. And we're too big of a club. We're too big of a club not to be in these domestic cup competitions anyways, bro. Come on.
It's not about hyping up the trophies. It's trying to downplay it. It's not necessary.
Yeah, thank you. This is what I'm saying. We're not hyping up. No one's sitting there waving a flag.
Brother, them trophies that we won is like winning a school at fight and then getting back on the block and just getting beat up every day on the block. And man's like, yeah, but you won at school. You knocked that damn man at school. I'm like, brother, man's on the block now. Step up.
Nah, that's crazy.
It's not the same, bro. You know what it is? Those trophies are in the cabinet. You see me, I like the cabinet to look nice.
Yeah, but the win at school the win at school's a win. You bang man up. But when you get on the block and everyone's out there, you can't turn up.
Yo, Ty, you see these man, yeah? These are the type of man, yeah, to decorate a living room and all they'll put is a TV and a sofa and leave it because they need the woman to put the other trinkets in. That's what them trophies are.
What is that?
He's winning a school at school. I'm telling you, you can't win fights at school.
Bro, you need the coffee table. You need
You
need those little trinkets, bro.
I'm trying, Danny. I'm trying, Danny. I'm glad you're on board, man. I'm trying.
Like, you need those little things.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
We're saying it only matters when you're knocking people out at school and you're doing it on the block. That's when it matters. That's what we're saying. When you're doing it at school, and then we're like, all right, cool. But when you're just doing it at school and then no one saw the fight, there was only 2 people there. It's like, who saw that? And then you come on the block.
Round and back and that. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. You know, they're saying United won't put out a statement in it because if there's no decision made, you don't need to put out a statement in it. So it's only a statement that's what everyone's waiting for. Literally, they're not gonna do no. After reviewing recent results, we are still back in Ten Hag. They're going to do that.
If he's going to stay in the job, putting out a statement creates more unnecessary noise.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I can't lie. I'm concerned now.
Whitwell will release something.
Are you concerned, Rhino?
I'm concerned. Yeah, I'm concerned, man, because I'm fully back into Ineos, innit? But I'm starting to have my doubts. Obviously, when they kept him in, I had a doubt. I was thinking, like Saeed said, the first L. But now that as the days go by, I'm going to try and remain patient. We got the international break. But guys, man, these guys need to pattern up still. I can't even lie. They've done their thing to a degree. I know me and Danny had a conversation about footballing people and stuff like that, he's made some good points. But, boy, listen, MANDEM, if they keep this guy, man, it's scary times, scary times still, man.
The only thing is, like, Ryder, you said he might be on holiday and they'll do it next week. I'm sorry, I don't think you do it when there's like 3 games to go and people are coming back from international break. I just think it's better.
He's got a one-way ticket.
Yeah, man. If he's got to go, he's got to go back tomorrow. If he's going, he's going back tomorrow latest.
It's a one-way ticket. That ticket is not a return. There's no return date on that ticket. I'm telling you. He's hoping to book a return, but he ain't
going. I'm really strong. I just don't feel he's going. If he does, I'll like, cool, he's going. But
I was expecting him to get sacked. I'll be so real with you, because there's no way you can look at it and. Like, I'm trying to think, what could you point to, data-wise, method-wise, that tells you there's going to be an upturn? Like, I don't know. I don't know what anyone could possibly say.
I've said it already. I do agree with you. I just think of it from their side is 1, the pride, and 2, the fixtures they might look at. And even though we've had Fulham already and Palace and we haven't even beaten them, I'm just looking at ways they might be like, how can we give him more time because we've backed this manager? And they're the reasons I've come to, because other than looking at performances and whatnot, we're not scoring goals, we're not performing well, defenders are getting changed. Lissandro Martinez and De Ligt, we had 5 of his players or 6 of them on the bench against Villa. So when I see it, that's what I'm saying. If he's sacked, I'll be on here now saying, do you know what, he's burnt himself into the ground.
Yeah, but that's flawed. If I'm not mistaken, Brighton was at home, right? Was that away? Where was the
away.
Away. Liverpool at home or away? Home.
Liverpool's home, Spurs are home, Fulham was at home. And then Palace was away, Brighton was away, Villa was away.
Yeah, we've got to play Brentford and Chelsea at home, and we've got to go away to West Ham. I don't see how they look at that based on what we've seen already across the league who we've played, and they're confident. Like,
we lose to Brentford.
You said it, it's pride.
Yeah,
it's pride. It is pride. That's what I think.
I feel like people don't want to hear me when I say it. I'm just telling you.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah, I've got to come on here and say, look, if he goes, I don't care if he goes. If he stays, what are the reasons why they're keeping him? And I've given people objective reasons of why they keep him. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm looking at it from us not being in the boardroom and saying, right, why can we keep him? Okay, fixture run, and we back this manager, so we've got to go on our and say.
So then you're on the fence. You're not Ten Hag out or in right now. You're not Ten Hag out.
This is the first time, man.
You, Marcel.
Marcel's on smoke.
Marcel.
I'm not on
I'm whatever, man. I'm whatever.
No, MANDEM, though, if they keep him,
what does that even mean?
But if they keep him, with everything that we've seen, if they keep Erik Ten Hag with everything that we've seen, why would you sack him after 2 games? I don't get it. Like, you don't need another 2 games to sack him.
That's what I'm saying. You don't need another 2 games.
I said at the top of this, Musa, I said this is the perfect junction right now. You got 2 weeks to sack him. I agree with Rhino, though.
If he stays, this brother's staying till
maybe, and then you do it the first week.
No, if he stays now, he's staying till Christmas.
For me,
if he doesn't get sacked now,
Nah, for me, yeah, I think they will. For me,
maybe to the end of the season, Musa.
You know, for me, yeah, I think they'll try to spin a PR if they carry on another 2 games because they'll say, "Oh, we gave them 10 games to show." And that's just them spinning
till
PR.
January. If they don't sack him now,
to
he's
sack
not going
him, man. I've been
January.
saying it. They can't afford to find the bread, bro.
I think
they can always
find the bread.
How?
Yeah.
Or else, why would they not do it, bro? What if? Yeah. What if? He, like, you know, just like Ty said, what if we win the next 3 games? What if we end up drawing and having the odd bad result and lose, and he's actually in the red?
Then
Do you know how crazy it was for Ineos to keep this manager? Yeah. So in the summer, if you believe the narrative, they offered it to Tuchel. They're probably doing a Chelsea thing where they're trying to dictate certain things, and he's like, "Listen, I've actually done something in the game, but you can't really tell me nothing." And they couldn't agree. Yeah. So then after they looked at the landscape and said, "This is in the summer, but you can convince someone to start a new project." And they said, "Nah, we don't like the options."
Yep.
Then you kept a manager you don't rate. So Jim's had 2 opportunities on camera to say he rates him, refuses to say. I'm not even looking. Like, the owner wants to talk about creating a better environment, and he won't say he rates the coach. And we're supposed to blame the players for downing tools. If I'm a player, I'm saying the owner don't rate him. The owner wanted to sack him.
Nope.
Yeah. And if they sack him now, if they don't want to sack him now, Faz, and the excuses we don't like the manager landscape, it was better in the fucking summer. Yeah. Sometimes you have to lick your wounds. And that's what they're gonna have to do. Swallow their pride, realize they got it wrong. And if you don't like the landscape, you should have utilized it in the summer. It's not gonna be better now, is it? You were gonna sack the guy. They should just swallow their pride and fire him. I'm vexed. Faz, I can't tell. See Ineos, yeah? All the prop and PR man have done for these people. Yeah. And it's supposed to be different from the Glazers. Higher standard than the Glazers. And they're making us watch this. And we're letting them off the hook. Because the owner's British and from Manchester.
You reckon Sheikh Jassim would have allowed this? Sheikh Jassim?
No.
Never.
Not even Sheikh Jassim. You said my man would have sacked him. Who's my man that got fired?
Woodward.
Woodward
would have sacked him.
Yo.
What Faz? What do you mean that we haven't got the bread? You're saying we can't afford to get rid of.
I feel like cost effective wise, it doesn't make sense for them to give him the money that they've given him in the summer and sack him after seven games because they look stupid. Because don't forget, I keep mentioning this, that the Glazers bought him his players, and so did Ineos. Ineos went and got him Mazarawi and De Ligt. You know what I'm saying? They're his players. So now, and then Ugarte as well. Don't forget. Sorry?
You think he remains as well? Not saying you want him to
remain. No, because it's for them to save face, but that's not what I want them to do. I want them to stand on the business that they're on and be ruthless. But in all honesty, they've been coward. With that being said, I do have an agenda and vendetta. I'm glad that they're keeping him. I'm glad. Because I need like I keep mentioning, I need the paint
Mourinho. He wants Mourinho.
And I can't wait till Jose Mourinho makes mincemeat out of this team.
Oh. No, he means us in. Yeah. No, he
don't want to. Let me ask you a question, yeah? What's more important, a 35, 40 million pound January signing or sacking this manager for 25?
Sacking this manager.
Sacking this manager is more important. Way more
important. You know what I do?
Sacking this manager alone. Hold on, sorry. Sacking this manager alone will help us secure more money because a competent manager will get us into a European spot. Don't forget, if we miss out on Champions League again, that ruins our next summer, considering the players that we're losing. Eriksen, Maguire, Lindelof, a couple other players that might go on loan. We need to cover these players in the bench. And we won't have enough bread. So that's another season where Ineos will have to fork out money from somewhere.
Yo, Faz, you know what we let slide? You know what I didn't clock until like a few weeks ago? We would have been in the fucking Conference League if it weren't for the FA Cup.
Bro.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm trying to say, how dark it is, man. Listen,
that's what I'm saying, Saeed. Quick question,
Sorry to interrupt quickly. Faz, you talk about Biryani. The missus just come true.
Oh, wow.
Yo, shout out missus.
Yo, Saeed TV needs a Biryani sponsor, man.
My thing is,
quickly come back and show me that Biryani.
What's confusing me is these guys gave me the hope that they're very long-term and strategic with their plans, innit? So when they did extend his contract or whatever they did, activated the 1 year, I thought they would have put things in place as a contingency that if they do sack him, it's going to be cheaper.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I've been asking.
But it's like that's why I'm starting to get a bit worried. I'm thinking, what's really going on? There's no transparency. There's nothing.
So we spoke about it. Got to see still. Really knows.
And isn't it only costing 20 something because of they?
I heard it's even less, Musa. I heard it's like 12 mil. Apparently it was 17, but I heard it's like
That's
12.
the thing,
I don't know.
Are they going to scratch about and say, oh, well, in January the contract goes cheaper, so we're just going to see it out just so we can save a few quid? But then it damages the team. That's what I've been thinking, innit? So yeah.
Well, if it's performance related, they might have put things in place where they're saying, right, by a certain amount of games, that master maybe label like a 10-game thing. Okay, we look at it then a 20-game thing, and then the.
No, I would agree with that, and I think I said that point, Leon. I said that, but my problem with that is, wouldn't it be too much damage than good? The damage that might be caused by keeping Ten Hag into January.
These guys are. We're finding out how serious they are now, innit?
Yeah.
You know what's fun? I'd go as far as
I said this to people.
Yeah. You know what Danny said about, January? I'd go as far as saying summer, mate. I'd sacrifice the summer to get this manager sacked, mate. I'll be real with you guys. Like,
well, no signings next summer.
No signings next summer. I'd sacrifice that. Because you know what it is for me? It's like, my thing is like, you know what then? F this, innit? Because you don't realize, if we don't get Champions League football this year, our Adidas money gets half. Yes. We go into
it's 10%. It's 10% off.
Okay, 10%. But we have situations with the FFP and whatnot. Like, these guys don't realize, like, you need to get to Champions League football. That's 2 years without Champions League football,
Yo,
so
Saeed,
you need to get it.
You know what's mad, yeah? So you signed, you overpaid for Euro. He's 19 a year on his contract, but because he's an elite talent, we let it go. We let it slide. Yeah. The medical revealed he had a metatarsal problem. You play him within a week of signing for the football club and he gets injured. So when Rhino talks about damage, damage has been done already. And more damage can be done to these players, confidence, injury-wise, more damage can be done. What they're doing, bro, these people are lying to themselves. They're just lying to themselves. They're just lying to themselves. Like, they know he's not the right man. It's obvious.
Danny, throw it back at you. Who is?
Pause.
Yeah, do you know what? Actually, just really quick.
That's crazy.
You know what it is, Tyrone? I'll answer that. Do you know what it is, Tyrone?
Nagelsmann. Julian Nagelsmann.
No. Listen. We spoke about this the other day. Yeah? That was crazy, Danny. That was mad. But yeah, real talk. But you know what it is, guys? Yeah, that was mad. That was mad.
Bro, that's good. That could be one of the top.
Even Ty knows. Look, Ty knows.
That's mad.
Go ahead. Let's fast forward.
Julian Nagelsmann.
I don't really want to hear the whole who's the right guy in red-to-tear. The level of what's needed to be built is so poor right now. You don't need a really good what's it called? Construction company, an amazing interior company. If you just set you've got land with loads of mud on it, you can bring in a basic company to bring in the foundations. Like for us right now, there's loads of managers that can set that foundation. It's just a case of United not doing the dumb thing and saying, "Oh yeah, we give Ruud a 5-year contract." Just do an interim.
Because this is where I am, Leon.
You can just lay the foundation.
Signal. Sorry, carry on. My signal.
No, I'm gonna say we need a coach, innit? We need a coach. Yeah, we need a coach. Like right now, listen to like what Danny's saying about the damage. There's no basic coaching. Nothing. Do you know what I mean? There's no man management. There's no inspiration. Like, these are really basic things. I'm confident that like the Bournemouth manager, Gary O'Neill, all these guys could come in and lay a foundation for 6 months. Do you know what I mean? But I just feel like United fans are split, aren't they, right now? Some people want the manager like an Inzaghi who could just come and do a madness over 4 or 5 years. I'm not that bothered. I just want to raise us to a certain level and then the right guy can come in after that. This is why I wanted to throw it into the conversation, right? Because you look at Thomas Tuchel, let's put his name there because he's available, and in terms of like decoration of CV, he's available. Nagelsmann's at Germany, so let's put it to the side for now, right? So you look at Thomas Tuchel, I'll put him in the top of bracket for the people available. You look at Ruud, and that's more the sentiment value where we went with the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thing. Might work for a period of time, but I think he might get coached out, and I think it could end nasty for Ruud. That's what I personally think. So you've got bottom of the barrel, no offense to Ruud, but you've got Ruud. You've got Thomas Tuchel. Now, someone who's available, and I want to see from a coaching side where we've seen him do well, and where Moose has talked about a club like Brighton earlier on in the show, would you look at a Graham Potter? And I know some people don't rate him, and some people do, but he's a middle brand where I can say, do you know what? It could go 2 ways. It depends on the contract. It all depends on the contract. If you're going to go give man some crazy
18 months.
No,
2 years. 2 years.
You can't hire a manager like Ineos have done now and prepare for them to fail. Like, I mean, like, you know, the guy before the guy thing. I always find it silly. Like, you're hiring a guy you know you're going to fire because he's not like that. That's silly to me. We have
Do
to
you not
stop
rate
doing
Potter,
that.
Danny?
It's not.
No,
saying
but I
over
would say that
time,
he
what's
could
that? It's
surprise
not
you.
saying.
I just feel like you hire a guy that you think is good for the fight, and
Yeah.
he could surprise you and go another level.
Exactly.
I was talking about
surprises
this in a space the other day, Ty, where it's not on us, the fans, to find the guy. It's on the
Facts.
Thank you.
Tell him again.
Yeah.
They're emotional.
Thank you.
And I'll tell you what I mean.
Thank you.
Yeah. So at some point in real life, some people at Bayer Leverkusen had connections, probably met Alonso on a coaching course, spoke to him, saw some sessions, saw what he was doing with Real Sociedad B, spoke to him, saw how he carried himself, communicates, etc., and said, this guy's special. We need these football people to do something like that. If it's not a name we know, they need to prove their football knowledge, show they know the game, and go find the guy and go find who that guy is. Because I said this earlier in a space where if I told you, like in 2034, Ty, the top 10 managers, we don't know who they're going to be.
No.
We don't know who they're going to be. Like
10 years. 10 years.
Like
time.
Unai Emery has become a tier 2 coach because these new coaches are dead. He was a tier 3 manager 10 years ago. He wasn't tier 2. Because these new managers, they haven't got close to Ancelotti and Pep. You know what I'm saying to you?
Facts.
So in the next 10 years, these new managers, whether it's Cesc Fabregas, Motta, Alonso, blah, 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 blah.
Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Nagelsmann.
Not rude.
No.
Wait
there. On the basis of what Dan just said, on the basis of what he said, you know, that he was taking these badges, Alonso, for example, the same example you gave for Alonso, why doesn't Ruud fit that?
We don't know. He could be.
Because he's coaching.
That's what I'm saying.
Because he's coaching the team now. I can see it.
No. We can't say that. We can't say that because with McKenna,
McKenna
and Carrick were in the same position as Solskjaer. You can say that, but McKenna and Carrick were in the same position with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
And I said they could coach. And I said they both left
off. And
I argue with that man. That man, where is he? That man there, I argued with him that those two could coach. I told him back then.
And
why
you
you
think
hating
we
on
can't coach?
Who? Say that again.
I told Saeed, stop hating on no coaching, no tactics. That's Saeed and Rants. They ran that campaign. Yeah.
With who?
McKenna and Carrick can coach. I said that.
I always knew McKenna had some sort of brains.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Coach.
I was
McKenna.
McKenna's problem is the players didn't like his communication style. It weren't his training sessions. That's another aspect to the game. But with Ruud, it's like when Fergie was here, I didn't need Patrice Evra and Gary Neville to retire to tell me the difference between Rene Molistine and Carlos Queiroz. I could see it with my eyes. When we had Carlos Queiroz, we were better tactically. When we had Rene Molistine, we were more direct and more fluid in attack. So I'm looking at Ruud, and I'm looking at how we're a bit more compact in the 4-2-4, 4-4-2. Yeah. That's it. That is it.
No, but I'm seeing what I've seen this season. I'm seeing Erik ten Hag fighting against a new way of trying to play. Like he's fighting against Ruud's tactics, I believe. He's fighting against them.
But that's an assumption, really.
Nah, but that's why, because I see United trying to do new stuff.
But then
I'm seeing him. Sorry,
Musa. Can I just add to that point? The reason why I agree with Musa and Danny is because the football is slightly different, but also Eric is also trying to sabotage it by playing by making the subs that he makes.
Personnel.
You can clearly tell the subs haven't changed. There's certain aspects of the football that I see. Right. Yeah. Okay. For example, I'm seeing Evans and Maguire still start games, and they are trying to play up from the back. So that is clearly a system that they want to do on the training ground and whatever. But you're sabotaging it when you're putting non-wingers in wingers, when you're not starting certain players who should be starting. When you are subbing players, when you're subbing defenders, when you sub attackers, and that's clearly personnel. And you also notice, I don't know the exact timing, but notice the timing of Ruud and Eric arguing or having a disagreement on the pitch.
But Faz, when he was playing people that some people would like, I could still see the football weren't it, bro. So I'm not really hearing that.
You could see a lot more improvement.
For me, do you know what it is? Everyone hyping Ahmad, for example, Faz. Ahmad started off looking good and he's declined before he come out the team. And people are crying because he ain't played 2 football matches. You're not being objective. You weren't raising levels when he was in the team anyway. It don't make
but I feel like for a young player, he needs a longer run with the right players.
He needs a longer run with the right players. Make a difference. The problem is the manager.
I get that.
The lineups have an impact, though. They have an impact.
Do you know what it is, Danny? Yeah, there's 2 things can be right in it. Like you might say, like, that we need to find the Alonso. I would agree with you when you say that, but also you can get the guy before the guy because we've seen that in football before. For me personally, I don't know what Ruud's got. I'll be real. I can't sit down and like, Danny, you might have analysed it deeper than me and gone, do you know what? He hasn't got what I can see it. I've seen other coaches do more. There's also circumstances within this as well. Ollie might have let them have a little bit more reins and listen to them more than Ten Hag actually does. I just feel like with Ten Hag, his word is the final word, and I feel like he's not really bothered about working with people. That's the impression I get from him. He's just like, yo, it's my thing or the highway. Do you know what I mean?
They're arguing on the touchline in games. Like, you see, when it's time to make,
I could be wrong though, Danny. Like, Rude could be no good. I don't know, but I'd give it
like
a go.
60 minutes into the game, these lot are just having disagreements.
I can see them, like, yeah.
Do you know what it is? If this manager has no authority, why would you hire an interim manager?
Yeah, and the guy before the guy thing's nonsense. Just get the proper
manager.
It's not nonsense. Because there's two ways to the same destination. There's not one right way.
I'll be real. There's no examples for the guy before the guy. It's a myth.
Arteta's the guy before the guy.
You can all, you can see places where
unless he wins this season. Unless he wins.
I could see a more successful manager coming in and taking over.
But you only have evidence of the guy before the guy when the second guy comes and wins with that guy's team.
Yeah.
We don't really have that data from the Prem. Not really.
Yeah.
No, not really.
Get a proper manager
to plan it, innit?
Not really. But you're saying Liverpool. You're saying like Liverpool doing something with it. But we're just saying that you give like a foundation for the next guy to work on. And I think Noradine said something yesterday on the Straight Jacket podcast, is that there are certain things that a manager needs to have, regardless of who it is. And I think if the manager, one of the things that I was saying, that I don't know if Rude is the guy, but if he's able to create a clear way of playing for the team that makes sense for them, improve the young players, and adapt them as a team. If he's able to do certain things, I don't want him to succeed in that. And just because it's Rude and just because what happened with Ollie, we're like, now replace him. We can still do better. I think we need to be clear as a fan base what the next manager needs to do, regardless of who it is. And if they don't do it, they don't do it. And if Rude does happens to do it before the end of the season, and we can all see that there's something actually there, we shouldn't just be quick to say, let's go and get someone else in, because no one's really 100% able to succeed. We don't know if Nagelsmann's going to succeed or whatever, but we're saying is, if Rude it's not even just about having a good cup run and finishing, say, fourth in the Premier League, but seeing something sustainable.
But you want to catch the guys at the top. My thing is, don't make the easy choice as well, man. I think that's a
important.
You cannot make the easy choice.
You used to be uncomfortable. You need to be.
You have to. For me, listen, the Stuttgart manager is one of them that have been, the name's been put about and that whatnot.
I say Alonso. I say, why can't we get Alonso's not staying there?
Do you reckon he goes if he's a former Liverpool player? Do you reckon he comes?
Don't matter.
Do you reckon he?
I don't think it matters.
No. I'm not saying. I think Ineos should go for it. But do you reckon the fact that he's played for Liverpool, he's got respect for Liverpool?
To be honest with you, Saeed, they need to now show us what is your vision for the club, and then you can fit the mold in the way you want to play and the way you want to build the club and the kind of football you want to play. Because if you're going to do the guy or guy before the guy, both of them require some clarity on what kind of football are we going to play, how are we going to develop these players, how do you want the identity of the club? People always say like, oh, we've got a united way of playing. I haven't seen an identity since Fergie was here and argue and say that we don't have an identity really like that. Do you know what I mean? We don't.
Identity is effective winning football.
Yeah, because people go.
Necessary.
Exactly, Danny. Because people always go,
We know how to get results in the attack.
Exactly. People just go, oh, our identity is it's exciting, and people run down the wing, and and everyone's cheering and stuff. It's like we don't really have a way.
I'll be real, Leon. I don't think Man United. We're an institution, right? That's what people don't. We're institution, right? And I don't think at one point I believe we could be, but we can't be a hipster football club. The pressure, that building, whatever it is, it's just not allowing those type of things. Yeah. And for me, you need a manager with a certain level of gravitas. You get what I'm saying to you? It can't just be any coach. And the problem Ineos are going to have is this. You can have your long-term plans. There's one advantage you can give yourself over your rivals that you're competing with, like third and below. That's having a better manager. That's the difference between Tottenham and Aston Villa last season. It's not the players. Tottenham got better players.
That's true.
Unai Emery is the better manager. That was the difference. And unless you can find the guy and it's the Alonso or whoever, and you want to go long term and get the right players for the start, cool. If not, you have to give yourself an advantage immediately over your rivals. Have a manager that you can look at and say, this guy's better than Ange, this guy's better than Emery, this guy's better than.
And right now, that is Tuchel, maybe.
Yeah, and whether people like it or not, when Thomas Tuchel was here, I don't care about the results. When I watched those big football matches, I didn't see him outclassed tactically ever by Klopp or Pep, ever. Regardless of the result, I watched those games, I saw him making adjustments, and Chelsea were always competitive. Do you get what I'm saying to you?
Yeah,
and
in the big
Chelsea
games,
team
he was, you know. Yeah.
That Chelsea team had a lot of problems. People were saying Kante was done. People were saying Rudiger's not a good defender. All these different things. Tuchel comes in, puts in his 3-4-3. You know what Chelsea fans didn't like? Chelsea kept the ball. They were too patient. They were knocking it around too much. Things Man United can't even do. That's what Chelsea fans were crying about. You know what I'm saying to you? So
that's true. You know,
Danny, what would you say to? Sorry. What would you say to? So do you think it's the balance now? Because obviously Tuchel's going to come in. He's made it clear that like he favors certain players and he has his own like kind of players that he wants to play within his system. Would you? Is it the balance now where Ineos go? They find a middle ground where they go. You're not going to get everything that you want, but we'll work with you on some aspects because you can't come in and just.
That's true. Like the Tuchel thing, I keep seeing contradictions about him, whether or not he wants to have sell transfers or not. I've seen it contradicted, so I actually don't know. So, for example, I know Havertz and Werner, Chelsea planned those signings before Tuchel and was backing them over time. He didn't pick them. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So, I don't know what it was, but I think Ineos want a yes man. I think Omar Barada and probably a Dan Ashworth.
What about Thomas Frank, Mandem?
Frank. They want a Maresca, a Thomas Frank, someone who's just going to come in and coach and just
No, but you know what it is, though? Thomas Frank, I do think he gets disrespected, you know. I know listen, I don't like this. You know, Ty, what you did there? I don't think that you should be saying that, you know, really. He's not the main guy, but when you look at him, yeah, no Ivan Toney this year, and he's just lost Wisa to 4 months. But yeah, they're scoring a couple of goals a game now, man. Them man got a shape. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that it's a one-on-one.
Certain people that suit a certain sort of club and a level. We're not disrespecting Thomas Frank. He might prove me wrong, but I just feel like that non-pressure.
Yeah, all right, innit?
I think it allows him to do his thing at Brentford. The pressure is not really as much. Come on, I'm not disrespecting Thomas Frank. Like, Thomas Frank United, I'm sorry, if you said to me now, Ten Hag sacked, Thomas Frank's announced an hour later.
That's underwhelming.
I'm scratching my head. I'm already
underwhelming. Okay.
That's underwhelming, man.
Okay. If there was 2 options, Thomas Frank or Graham Potter, who would you take?
I'll definitely take Graham Potter.
Thomas Frank.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I don't know. That's underwhelming then.
The only thing with Thomas Tuchel that I want to chip in and say is that, look, with Thomas Tuchel, I've always felt like it's a bit like a Mourinho effect. Look, I know what happened at PSG. You can put that aside. A lot of managers don't really work out at PSG. It's only now in 2024 that Mbappe's gone and, you know, Jorge Campos and stuff are saying, right, Luis Enrique, go and become a coach and do your thing with the team. And it's taken 10, 15 years for this. Yeah. You look at Thomas Tuchel. Bayern, I know he won the league, but it was a bit mix and match. Dortmund, we saw what he could do. Chelsea came in and got results, and then it ended a bit sourly. I feel like with Man United, like what Marcel said, he would be the coach for now because Thomas Tuchel, for me, is a guy that wants to come in and win. And unfortunately, I know it's the long game, but in 2-3 years, it would probably end a bit sour because for me, Tuchel is a bit like Mourinho. It really works or it really wouldn't, and it's going to end nastily. But what I like about Thomas Tuchel, if he did come in, is that I do like his aura. I remember watching him play against Man United in the Champions League a year ago or 2 years ago. And I think the interviews even doing the rounds. And Bayern were already through. And it was match day 6 and we lost 1-0. And they said to him, are you going to rotate? And he was like, no, why am I going to rotate? If you're a professional football player, you're going to Old Trafford and these are the games you dream of playing. I'm going to go to my strongest team. I want them to go out there and perform and I want us to go and get the win. And I just love that answer because a lot of managers could say, yeah, do you know what, we're focused on the league and we're going to rotate. At the end of the day, he knows what it takes to be at Manchester United. He knows what it takes to take a team there.
Your manager says that, by the way.
Play there. And that's why if Tuchel come in, I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to work magically. But if it does work, I think it could really go great because he's got the aura and the charisma. But it's obviously the long game of it could turn sour. But we can't look at it like that and say, oh, but it's going to turn sour eventually. If he does come in, and he's the manager available, I'm not going to bat an eyelid because I believe that he will come in and he will grab it by the balls and say, look, this is what I'm going to do. And, you know, players have got to get on board with it quick. Because if you don't play. I think that's what Tuchel's about. If you don't like it, you don't play. And maybe we need that.
Like, he likes Rashford and Bruno, man. I think that's a red flag, man, you know. He likes Rashford and Bruno.
I haven't heard him come out and say, I like Rashford.
Nah, bro, watch what he said about them too.
Do you know what it is, Ty? Like Saeed, they didn't learn this under Ragnick. They thought Donny van de Beek was going to play. And he liked Fred McTominay. Managers are always going to like players you don't like.
And that's a red flag.
It's not a red flag. It's up to the manager.
If they like Bruno Fernandez and Rashford, it's a big red flag. It's a massive red flag.
What should happen is a manager puts a player in a team that you can't stand and he finds a way to make it work. That's a top manager. Liverpool
I want Man
fans-
United to win. If it's a player I
Liverpool
don't like, I need
fans
it work.
had to have a
What happened under
midfield
Bruno Fernandez?
with Liverpool fans had to watch their midfield with Jordan Henderson. All the players that they had that they liked. And they
By
had
the way,
to
this
put
is
up
the
with
biggest
Jordan
Bruno
Henderson.
Fernandez fan. By the way, Danny is the
Who?
biggest.
Okay.
You're the biggest Bruno Fernandez fan.
I'm
Let
not.
the people know as well. Let the
I'm
people
not.
know.
So I'm not the
Yeah,
biggest
go on.
Bruno fan. I just like to run agendas. So what I noticed, first thing, I tell you why. Look, let me tell people. I reflect on myself. Yeah. And when I reflect on myself, I see the flaws in people like Saeed and say Saeed needs to reflect on himself like I do. Yeah. And I tell you why. I was Pogba FC. I watched Mourinho play Pogba and say we need to play a midfield three with Herrera, Matic. And if we do that, Pogba's gonna ball out. And guess what? When it didn't work, guess what I was doing? I was blaming Mourinho. It's Mourinho's fault. It's his coaching. He's not rotating the midfield properly. That's why Pogba's not thriving. I used to be like Saeed. Then I realized, hold on, Rashford and Bruno, independent of what's around them, they show who they are. They play their game. They don't they've been here 4 or 5 years, and they're the guys who always step up. They always step up. You may not like them as football players. You may not like their style, the mistakes they make, but they show who they are. They show the players that they are. Whereas Saeed wants me to be like him and say, Sancho needs an overlap. He needs triangles. He needs that just to be 6 out of 10 every week. Why does Sancho need that to be 6 out of 10 every week? He doesn't.
Who said that? Who said that?
He doesn't. That's the stuff you're
Sancho
on.
don't get out, Chelsea.
That's the stuff that you're on. And every step of the way, you've been hating on Bruno Fernandez, and you've had to wait.
Because I think he's overrated.
That's fine, bro. You can think he's overrated, but you've had to wait for how many years for him to really fall off as an individual? Whether you
he's fell off for the past 2-3 years, bro.
Bro,
he hasn't been the same.
Bro,
He did this thing.
He did his thing in 10 half.
What? He did what thing?
What do you mean did what thing?
Did what? Tell me what he did in the first season. I swear down, bro.
Season?
The last 3 seasons, bro. I swear down, bro. We have not seen the Bruno Fernandez that we've seen. Let's say, for me, last Bruno Fernandez we've seen was probably lockdown. That's what the last season we did.
Okay, so here's where we differ. If I'm going to say Pogba declined because the team didn't get better and because of the environment of the football club, why would I not make that argument for every single player? Especially now, when I say even Dallo, who's been 6 out of 10 pretty much, or 7 out of 10 for Ten Hag, he's the last domino to fall. Everybody's gotten worse, and you want me to focus on Bruno.
Yeah,
everybody gets worse. Every player at this football club
everyone gets dropped
worse.
Bruno.
But did you not just say that regardless of what happens, individually they show their levels?
Yeah. But after a while, they get worse. Everyone. Whether you like the player, Matic got worse. Pogba got worse. Martial got worse. Cavani got worse. Everybody gets worse here. Everyone. But Bruno.
One of the biggest problems is Bruno in the 10. I think that's one of the biggest issues.
Bruno's the biggest problem, though. Don't worry about all the other stuff.
He's not the biggest problem. I think his position in the team is one of the biggest problems. I think if you put Bruno in an 8 and tried something a bit different, it might help. But I think, I will agree with you. Everyone's got worse. And I'm not a man that said, Bruno should leave the club or he should be sold. But I do believe that, something has to be done and his position has to be looked at.
You know what it is,
I think, how come the team's chance creation is a little bit different and a little bit cleaner and crisper when Bruno's not on the pitch?
Give me the examples of that.
Red card?
No, give me the examples of that.
Every time he's not on the pitch and they're out of the pitch.
No, give me the examples. What game? What football matches?
The chances that we created,
red card
we got forward on the pitch.
No. Give me an example of Man United being crisper and creating more chances when Bruno's not in the team. Tell me the matches.
Palace, Carabao, was it Carabao Cup game?
Yeah.
Was it last season?
Go on. Yeah. So Palace in the cup, B team hype. I don't get 3-0. Yeah. What other game?
Yeah. Don't care if it's B team. The football was enjoyable. And just the chances
Barnsley,
that we created.
Liverpool away. Liverpool away.
Barnsley.
We don't see, brother. We don't see it enough. We don't see it enough. So yeah,
Leon,
I know where this is going.
The small sample size we've got.
The biggest one is Liverpool away. Liverpool away.
Leon.
But no one has played more football than Bruno Fernandez in the last 2 years in European football.
So Leon, you see your
away.
answer, Leon. We ain't seen it enough. That's the objective answer. What Saeed and Faz do.
No, I'm asking a question. The biggest one we had, Liverpool away.
Okay, and in the Liverpool game, it wasn't a sustainable brand of football that you'd want to see.
Here we go. Now, so now you
No,
play
wait.
I'm talking to you. We played better without Bruno Fernandez. Simple.
No,
that's what I'm saying to you.
Saeed, look in the camera with a straight face without smiling and say the football you saw in the 0-0 against Liverpool is the football you want to see at Man United.
No, it's not about that. No, it's not about that. That was the question. I said we were controlled. We were better in that game without Bruno Fernandez. Yes.
Okay, but
one of the most comfortable games we ever played.
And did you see sustainable football in that game?
No, but it's not about, I'm not talking about sustainable football because I know what the manager is. So I know that this manager is never going to be sustainable football. But what I see in that Liverpool game, we had control. We didn't look rash. We were defended resolutely. We were better without Bruno Fernandez in that game.
It was a good low block. It was a good low block. I've seen better performances with Bruno, though. Oh, Faz. But Saeed, that doesn't meet Faz's criteria of free-flowing chance creation from the team that he said. So I want to bring up
Bruno's best game was last season against Everton. I think he played in the 8.
No, Danny, I think
one of the best games I've seen Bruno was last season against Everton when he was in the 8. I haven't seen Bruno, and Bruno just needs to stay away from being up front. He just needs to stay away.
Danny, I think to answer Danny's query, I think the easiest way to kind of point a finger to why Bruno's a problem is that when we are playing well, he seems to not fit it still. He seems to not be one of the main people that's contributing to why we're playing well. So he always looks like he's the odd one out. Generally, just in January, the last few games we played, when we've seen something, he hasn't been part of that whole moving train. That's what I think personally.
What games?
Just in general, but I'm not
Bruno's
even
had a bad this season.
Bro,
Bruno's had a bad season.
Trying to do Rhino.
This season. No, but Rhino, this season.
Brother, don't need the data, man. You just
this season.
Bruno's had a poor season. Bruno's been crap.
Yeah.
But when people are telling me they've seen something tangible without him, like Leon said, you don't have the data. You're just reaching.
That was about reaching.
Glimpses.
For me, the issue with Bruno is not about does he deliver or not. Because I said to people last season when Bruno had a poor season, he still was. His stats were still better than Odegaard, James Maddison, and that was last year when everyone said he had a crap season. I just think as player profile, I don't think Bruno fits for what we're trying to do. So I'm not trying to say if Bruno went somewhere else as a player profile and he fitted the type of football. So again, maybe that's where you're saying if the manager played him to his strengths, we'll be having a different discussion. So he's not the problem. So again, that's why I think his strengths for me from Porto was playing in an 8, arriving late, but having more to do. And I see him doing that for Portugal when he goes in his international. He's not in the 10. So I just don't know why we think we should give him this free role where he can do what he wants and he's all over the pitch. That's the problem I have. He has a role at United. That's too much.
Can I ask Danny a question? Do you feel like if obviously it's the things, Do you feel like if a new manager came in and turned around, because obviously like I think the Bruno project is too far gone. I feel like for him to tell him to play conservative now, tend to play more for the team, I don't think he'll have that because I'm the manager.
Does the international though?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you feel like Danny, another manager who who coaches him right could get him back to that point where it's like I need to play a different role, I need to do different things? Do you think he would respond to it, or do you feel like he'd be like, nah?
It depends on the manager. You have managers that force players to conform. They do their best to do it, then they get the players out and bring the players who can do what they want to do.
Take the armband off him and put him in the right position.
You're saying somebody that knows how to speak to
but then you've got managers who look at what they have and they just play common sense football that's effective for the players that they have at the time. And then again, they move on and get more players.
I agree with that. I agree with
but again, like when I look across football, I feel like people look for niches to suit these silly arguments that Saeed and guys like Faz do.
No, but it's not silly argument though.
When reality, Leon, in football, you can see most managers work with what they have.
Are you happy to stick with Bruno Fernandez in your team?
See what they have. And I'll give you the best example. I was saying
Saeed always says his full name, Bruno Fernandez. He always says his full
name. Last season, people were doing Ange hype at Tottenham. And I told them a year ago, do Unai Emery hype. Don't do Ange hype, because you don't know Ange like that. You know Emery, though. Look at his career. And I'm watching this guy revive a football player that I saw clipped up for 2 seasons being a bum without the ball, like people say about Bruno. And he's playing him in the midfield too. Tielemans is shit about the football.
Tielemans ought to be a baller, though.
You weren't having him, Saeed. I remember when we were talking about bringing him, and you were
hold on a minute.
You weren't having him, Saeed. I remember that.
No, hold on a minute. I said that Tielemans was a bad footballer. Yes or no?
You weren't having it.
Oh,
When we were saying
no, no.
we bring it.
No, why you pissing?
We were saying it's
Danny,
slow.
man, put the vape down, man. Put the vape down.
You-
Vapes are
you-
killing my people,
I
man.
said Tielemans
Vapes
was a
are
bad player.
killing my
You weren't
people,
having
man.
him side. You know what? I
Man
remember
said-
we
That's
had a
about not
show
having him,
and we
though.
said,
But yo, Danny's
no, but
coming on
if
like
he's
just saying
good,
to
why
me.
would you not have
I
him?
said Tielemans was a bad player.
If he's good, why would you have him?
How are
Who's
you
lying?
telling me?
Who's lying?
Oh,
Who's
you
telling
said
you
you're not
lying?
having him. Not a bad player. You're not having him.
No, but I think at that
He's not a
time
bad
we had
player.
different options though. There was different options at the time, and Tielemans wasn't the first choice of my option. That's all it was. But let me
You
get back
was
to my
having,
question.
It sounds like
you was
Marseille, man.
having. Now let
Crazy.
me pull this one up. You was
Yeah, go
having Amrabat over Tielemans.
No, Tielemans wasn't here. Tielemans was bought 2 seasons
No,
ago.
you was having
last
Amrabat.
season. Amrabat was last
No,
season.
but
Tielemans,
no, I'm saying when he was
time Tielemans?
available.
Nah, I didn't even know Amrabat. Amrabat wasn't doing his thing 3 or 4 years ago, man. He's been literally
no,
about
looking
right
like
now.
God.
Amrabat. It was the same window Tielemans was.
Let me ask you a question, yeah, because I need
It
to
was
get
the
back to
same
Danny.
window.
Yeah. Danny, please ask me this question because I know you're trying to get me somewhere, but I'm asking you a question, yeah. Are you still taking Bruno Fernandez in your team? Yes or no?
What, right now?
No, just in general in the future. Like, is Bruno Fernandez part of your future?
No. My preference would be a midfield with no fucking 10s or attacking midfielders.
Okay, thank you.
Facts.
That's
That
what I
would be-
wanted to know.
That would be
That's
my
all I wanted to know. Because for me,
I only do my Bruno agenda to get at people like Saeed and Rat. That's why I do it. to
it's
annoy
not
people
Bruno
like
Fernandez'
Saeed.
agenda, though. Bruno Fernandez, I
Yeah.
don't rate him. So how can it be agenda? I don't rate the guy.
Bro, I tell you that's an agenda. Yo, Musa, imagine this year. I tweeted after the Bayern game, watch people tell you they rated Tielemans. And here we are several days later and Saeed just did it.
No, but it's not about that, though. Why you going to one player? I'm talking about a player.
Because you know what it is?
go on.
You guys focus on the players too much. I look at the coach. I look at examples of coaches.
Yeah, but what's Bruno Fernandez not coachable? He's not coachable,
exactly.
man.
Thank you.
He is,
Saeed.
man.
He's
not coachable, man.
Saeed, I look at coaches that prove...
Bro, he's a grenade. He's a grenade, bro.
Saeed,
how can you coach a guy that treats the ball like a grenade? You tell me.
Saeed, I look for coaches that prove football fans wrong. Football fans, when they tell you can only play good football with a technical 6, you know what I tell them? How did Brendan Rodgers do it with Ndidi? There I have an example as a professional manager proving you wrong. Everybody
you're talking
knows
about the guys that have fundamentals. These guys have fundamentals.
Saeed, Tielemans
These guys don't kick the ball every time out. That's what I'm saying to you right now.
Saeed, Tielemans was a liability in the midfield free.
Yeah, because of his physicality. Because of his physicality, not on the ball. I'm talking about on the ball, bro. You're talking about things off the ball. I'm talking about a guy who treats the ball like a grenade. Come on, bro.
He doesn't. He does. You know what it is as well? You know what
Are you kidding me?
No. So this is what it is, yeah. Bruno will do free. This is how I've categorized it, yeah, psychologically. People have what I call Bruno trauma. They've got a Bruno meter. If Bruno does 3 mistakes in a row, the Bruno meter goes red and they see red for the rest of the game. Yeah? And they'll tell you.
Yeah, because we've seen it so many times. That's why.
All he did was
It's a trauma. It's a type of trauma.
Mr. Structure did this after the Palace game because I missed the last 20 minutes and he was crying about Bruno hoofing it. I went and watched the last 20 minutes. I saw 2 long passes, one from another player, one from Bruno. And I'm like, that's what you made me believe. He was hoofing it 4 or 5 times for the last 20 minutes. I only saw it once.
You know what I think it is, Danny, though? Sometimes it's like when the momentum, sometimes he does it when at the time where we're just trying to shift the momentum and he just ruins all the pattern, or we've been under the
Leon,
cosh.
I'll end it on this, yeah. What was our best performance playing football this season?
Fucking hell.
What, Barnsley? Is that what you're going to say?
I think it was Crystal Palace.
Yes, Crystal Palace.
Okay. There's a
I'll give you that.
And follow me on Twitter, and I'll follow you back. I'll send you a video, yeah, of our best patterns of play in that game, and you'll see there's a player who Saeed hates that was instrumental in all those patterns of play. But Saeed will convince you he hurt us against Palace.
But you don't think it was a team performance on that?
But Danny, I think you contradicted yourself, Danny.
Exactly. Again,
we didn't even fucking.
Danny, you've contradicted yourself, mate. You contradicted yourself, mate.
How?
All right.
Because you're using that one small sample size to prove a bigger point. That you didn't have that before. When we was using the small samples to prove Bruno was bad, you didn't have that. So now why are you using the one small game? Why are you using the one game to prove that he's good?
Very,
you
very
didn't let us do that earlier.
Because I'll tell you why. Because these guys tell me, yeah, if they want to use a small sample size, I'll do the same thing. And I'll say, here's an example.
I'm not using small sample size, no, bro.
You're sick, man.
He's sick, you know. No. This ain't no faces, bro. Yo, this is the Mandem talk.
You've absolutely done. He was waiting for that, you know. That one was still in.
Nah, Danny, man, you're killing me, man. You're killing me.
He's one in the head, fam. I swear down.
If I was building the team, me, I'm a 4-3-3 guy. I prefer a central.
Yeah, we don't need 10. We don't need a 10.
No, Danny, I've been crying out for it for ages, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know
that
why
would
we
be
don't
my
do
preference.
that.
But this idea where you're going to hate on this guy when he was putting up 40 GA, 35 GA, 50 GA, and you were hating the entire time, and now you want to chat, I ain't having it.
Don't you think that you can respect me more for that? Because I've seen through the numbers, I've seen through his stats, I've looked at him as a footballer and be like, you know what? I still don't rate you. You put them stats, I still don't rate you. That's what I think you should respect me even more.
No, because you're just waiting for someone to fail, bro. That's called hate.
No, but it's true though. If you see a guy, he's literally putting up big numbers, but I still don't rate him because I just look at him and I'm like, sometimes it's a negative for the team. It's like we're playing through.
Maybe you don't rate how he's used, then Saeed. Maybe you're not rating the way he's been used. Because if you're rating that he's putting up big numbers and you like the fact that those numbers are beneficial to United, maybe you're not rating the way he's being used.
But the thing is,
if I saw Man United construct a competent team, and Bruno is bringing the competent team down, then I'd be with you. The problem is, I saw him playing with Freddie McTominay. I saw him playing with Freddie McTominay. I saw him playing with Freddie McTominay, who are not central midfielders, and somehow he was effective as a 10. They don't make no sense to me that he did that. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Marcus Rashford, who we've hated on, and I was done with, I've seen us sign Sancho, Anthony, try to go find gems like Palestri and Ahmad, and none of these guys have done better than Rashford. These guys are not that easy to replace, and they're nowhere near as bad as we've been saying they are. That's all I'm saying, Saeed. That's all I'm saying.
So what you're trying to say, your kind of basis is numbers, then basically.
No, it's not numbers. It's very, very simple. Bring me a footballer who puts them on the bench, and I'll rate that football player. And I'll
but that's the reason, because these guys are favorites, bro. Every single year. That's the thing, bro. Is the fan base, and every time they need to play them. Marcus Rashford is man born and bred. He has to play, bro. It's favoritism, bro. That's why they play him.
Saeed, though, but a good question, Saeed, is like, okay, what's your midfield three that doesn't have Bruno in it? What's a good midfield three right now?
Eriksen, Casemiro, and Mino.
And Mino, yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah.
And how you
can play Ugarte. Okay, you can play Ugarte, Menu, and Casemiro. You can play them three as well.
Where you play Casemiro as?
You can play Casemiro as an 8, or you can play him a double pivot.
I think you just do what Danny does. You just play them 3-3, and then you kind of coach them.
Yeah, just have a bunch of midfielders in midfield, bro.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be that there has to be a 10 as well? Why can't we just have midfielders in midfield, bro?
It doesn't pass, but here's the problem with Eriksen. Eriksen's barely functional in the midfield. You put him as your 10, you might as well forget about trying to press. So, like, no matter what, I would actually go with Kobe. I'd go with Kobe, Ugarte, and Casemiro, and I don't rate Ugarte.
That's fair,
right? And I'd have Kobe as my 6. That's what I would do. That's what
your 6.
What's
your
6?
Why?
I'd have my 6 because I want my 6 getting the football, and I want him to be trying to dictate play. And I'm like, don't go out wide.
I see what you're saying. To the striker. Because you don't rate the Casemiro and Ugarte can do it.
In front of your centre backs, rude boy, and you always try to get the football. Then I have Ugarte and Casemiro as 8s. As legs, simple.
Ugarte.
I don't think he's that sort of player.
As legs.
No. Ugarte is for legs. Casemiro can do some things as an 8, bro. So that's it. That's what
I think. What you're doing, I disagree because I think Kobe. I know I don't class him as a number 10, but in terms of like the movement he showed for his goal,
better further up the pitch. I think. Yeah.
I think when I look at Kobe in terms of the grind and the movement he has, I'd rather be him. Seeing him effective.
Advanced.
Do you know why he's better at the pitch, Dan, for me? Do you know why? Because I know what you're thinking, whether he's a creator and all that sort of thing. It's more I want to be comfortable in the opposition's half of the ball, and I feel like he contributes well to that.
Yeah, he contributes massively, yeah.
But at the same time, Danny, our squad doesn't have that many players.
I was using Kobe as a 6. I think I was using Kobe as a 6, waste his actual abilities.
If he's not being coached to get on the football enough, playing as a central midfielder, what makes you think he's going to get on the ball enough higher up the football pitch?
He should be. He used to be a striker.
All you've seen from Kobe under Erik ten Hag is him in moments show his individual talent. That's it. And you see the talent and what it can do in the final third. But
especially for England as well, last in the summer.
His manager ain't done nothing for this boy. He ain't done
nothing. Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. I'm gonna wrap it up. Big up, never foul. Tyrone, we're gonna redirect anyway. There, big up to you, Tyrone, man. Big up, man.
Yeah, big up, man. Fashion like big people, sick show. But big up. I'll catch you, man, next week as well.
Yeah. Come on.
No more. Yeah, no more games. Yeah, no more games.
1.9k, guys. 1.9k. We need to get out to 2.5k. I've not even asked for the likes. You lot are slacking, guys. Get them likes up,
people, please.
Get them likes up, people. Get them likes up. Listen, we wait, we evaluate, and we just wait again. That's all we can do, guys. We have to wait until this. But Ineos on fraud watch. I don't care what anybody says. For me, if they don't sack this manager, they're frauds in it. You know what I mean? They're frauds, man. You know what I mean? They might as well be the Glazers, mate, because that's what Glazers were doing, incompetence. You know what I mean? And they're showing incompetence right now. You get me? It's not even their man, like Nordin says. They could easily sack this manager. Simple. So,
or side, if anything, just transparency to let us know what the direction is.
Direction.
Yeah, like we need to know what's going on, man. We need to know, man.
Yeah. Let me get these super chats in quickly. Saka says, Said, if you guys get rid of Ten Haram and get a new manager, then he does worse job than Ten Haram. What is the explanation then? Because every manager
next manager.
Yeah, exactly.
The new
next
one.
manager.
Chelsea have had 3 in 3 years.
Yeah,
Look what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Simple. Big up Total Clip says, Said, bro, can you unblock my other account, which is Total Eclipse as mod called JJ Ash. Hide me for no reason. I had to make the other account. Say no more, man. Say no more. I don't know what happened, but listen, I'll try and get you unblocked, bro. Big up to you, man. I'll have to check it out after this. Big up the MANDEM Ineos Glazers 2.0. Listen, man, bring up our biz, bro. You get me? Like, it might be that still. Sam Trenzer says, only thing trending upwards at Man United is the amount of games Ty is willing to give Eric Ten Hag. Josh Warren says, big up to you, my member for 7 months, says Potter over Frank, Tuchel over both. I can see Ineos signing Potter because he's used to club running the show. Tuchel will work short term.
Oh, big up Josh Warren as well. He just got married, so big up, man.
Yo, big up Josh Warren, man. You got married, man. Congrats, bro. Congrats, man. Marcel, why are you looking like Will Smith in Shark Tales? What? That's crazy. And Bruno is so toxic to the team over his quality from Dr. A. Listen, man, it's been a good show, man. Listen, we brought Danny on because I said Danny, Danny can, he can challenge people, innit?
Hold his own.
Danny, he can hold his own, man. So Danny, solid debut. You know what I mean? Let's give a round of applause to Danny.
Big up Danny, man.
Big up Danny, man.
Yo, Danny, I'll just give you a little insight. Saeed's definitely going to message you saying, yo, don't do that again for the next
me and Danny go well back, man.
Don't come into my channel and do that.
Listen,
One
Danny,
thing I'll say about Saeed, Saeed's a top pro because we started off warring. And even though we were warring, he's like, you know what? This guy's just making the points. He's making it. Even though I disagree, the guy, he can actually argue. So big up for Saeed. So even though I was getting onto him back in the day for respecting the game and knowing that man can debate, a man should be on in it. So big up to Saeed.
Come on, always, man. Make sure you follow him.
Like some people that run in it.
Nah, listen, let's allow it. Check him on Twitter, man. He's always doing spaces and that on Twitter. So make sure you check it out. Rhino, big up, bro. Always love.
Yeah. Now, big up, man. And welcome, Danny, man. It was a very, very good conversation, man. I enjoyed it. And we always enjoy the MANDEM talk. Like you say, it's the group chat, and we just talk it in the public. So big up the chat as always, man. You lot smash the likes, man. The channel, the show is growing a lot. So big up to you guys as well, man. And big up the MANDEM as
always, man. Musa, big up, man. Resource
CIC.
CIC.
Yeah, always working, doing our thing. And also big up to the people that watch the show and come up to us in the streets and shout out the people. They're always showing nothing but love and respect. And we appreciate you, man, because there's always people pulling me up and shouting out everyone. And man, respect for that. Yeah,
big up, man. Big up. Marcel, big up, bro. Always.
Yeah, man. Big up, man. It's been a good show today. Obviously, smash the likes, everyone. We need to obviously see a new manager, guys. So hopefully the next couple of weeks is going to be a serious couple of weeks. But man, let's just see what happens.
It's weird seeing you.
This is mad hearing this saying this. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
mad. Yo, Marcel, is that a punching bag behind you? I know why that's there. Big up, Marcel.
Come on. Faz, big up, man. Love coming on.
As always, it is what it is, man. I'm so happy that they're keeping him, man.
That's crazy psychology, man. It's crazy, man.
I've become evil, man.
It hurts to hear that,
Is that a Bruno top or Ronaldo?
Yeah, get out of here. This guy is a joker, isn't he? This guy is a joker.
Let me see the back of the shirt. Pause.
Nah, there's no name. No name.
All right, cool.
Yeah, no name, man.
But bro, like I say, the fact that Ty can come on, and send a video that I requested him to send, and then he dare say 5 more games, and you lot just sat there and like just heard it, innit? And I can't, bro. That's why I need Man United to be in the red zone, because that's when I can really start pressuring Ty and all of these other people. Because right now he's still clinging on. Still clinging on. There's people still online clinging on the fact that he could turn it around and whatever, bro.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Leon, loves always, man. Big up, bro.
Yeah, big up, man. People subscribe to Saeed TV. The work rate is always crazy, and you know what I mean. So make sure you're supporting. And I can see like from the 100K, it's really going over again, and that in it. And big up all the Mandem as well, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I watch you all respectively, so it's good. Do you know what I'm saying? It's good to see people elevating and doing the thing. And Danny, man, yeah, man. What a debut, man. Crazy.
Yeah, good debut.
Follow me, Leon, so I can follow you back in it.
Yeah, 100, bro. 100.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Make sure you do that. And like I said, man, it is what it is, man. We find out what goes on next, man. We'll see you soon. Take care. Peace.